Let's see. All right, we are live, y'all. We're live. Halfway to yesterday in the building. Leanne is in the building. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Derek Bennett is in the building. Of course, I got you in line, man. I got you ready to go. I see that there too. Let me just refresh a couple things before we get started. Owen is in the building. What's up, Owen? Welcome into the chat. Let's see. Give me one moment. Jago's in the building. Ooh, let's go, Derek. Let's go. Let me refresh. Let's try that. Give me one moment. Let's see. Updated metal track. No, okay, sounds good. I got to go in 15 minutes. No, I wouldn't be able to move. I wouldn't be able to move that fast. I'm still getting something set up. I literally just turned on the live. Any genre, yeah, absolutely, any genre, of course. No old bands. You can send it. I mean, if you're in an old band, 100% you can. But it's not for just like, you can't just send an AC/DC or something like that. It's for your music. It's not for popular artists or popular bands. But yeah, absolutely any genre. Give me a second. I got to update something real quick. And then we'll get rolling. Nova's in the building. What's up, Nova? Welcome in. If y'all are on TikTok, it'll probably be 10 minutes before, like 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. I just got to refresh a couple things. Get the live moving here, get all of the different platforms lined up. And then each breakdown is like 20 to 30 minutes. So that's when we're doing the consultations, those are long. So it still wouldn't make a difference. And do you speak Tagalog? No, I don't. I do not. Jenny, welcome in. Gray Waves in the building. What's up, Gray Waves? Not an artist. Can I suggest an artist? If you are connected to them in some way. So we have sometimes labels and managers and agents that come in, and they submit for people or like siblings or parents of people, something like that. If they're connected to a song, or if you were a session musician, a producer, an engineer, a songwriter on a record, stuff like that. That's typically what this live is pointed towards. They're really detailed, like long form, deep dive breakdowns of music. So typically we want it to be for people who are going to be able to get something out of that experience. Finishing pork up down 20 pounds in 2 months. Let's go, Derek. Let's go, man. That's amazing. Some say we evolved ears to be able to hear Torvik synths. That's amazing. Time Mine, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for tapping in. If y'all want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. I will get it up and running here in just a moment. So give me a second. I got to refresh something because it's not coming through. So give me just a sec. Let's see. There we go. All right, we're back. There we go. That was the Szechuan chicken. Nova Music, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. And not well known. Yeah, I mean, that's up to you. I mean, again, the whole format of the live stream is these really deep dives into people's music. So I typically want to make sure that people are getting as much out of that as possible. If you want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. You're not going to submit anything here in the chat. If you are wanting to send in your music, go to the link in my bio. You'll see 2 lines. I will explain both of those lines here in just a moment. Actually, I need to go grab something real quick. I just forgot. I got to go grab something real quick. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Give me just a moment, y'all. I almost forgot something. Give me a moment. But if you want to submit for either line, it's at the link in my bio. All right, give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Stuck in a corner, 7 weeks marching in order, solitude louder than jet planes. All it took for me to be sane.
All right, we're back. All right. right, enough of that. All right. Nova's in the building. Link in my bio. Link in my bio if you would like to submit. Aaron, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. How are y'all feeling today? How are y'all feeling? Charlotte's in the building. Vendor is in the building. What's up, Vendor? Good to see you. Thanks for tapping in. We have a Vendor page in the building. So good to see you in the chat. Thank y'all for joining. Appreciate y'all being here. If y'all are coming in for the first time, of course, please let me know where you're joining from. If you make music, we'd love to know the kind of music that you make. We're going to chat for just a little bit, just for a couple of minutes, and then we will kickstart the music. Cootie Bat, thanks for tapping in. Welcome into the stream. I appreciate you doing here, and thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Let me double check a few things. Let me refresh over here. Hey, thanks for tapping in. Welcome in. Thank y'all for the follows. I appreciate it. Shuddy Uppy, welcome in as well. Thanks for tapping in. Let me know what y'all are up to today. Sounds good, Vendor. Sounds good. Aaron's in the building. First time here, metal artist from Texas. You got a super clean setup. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate you. It's a mess in here right now, to be honest with you. It's kind of, well, you can only see this part. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that's here, and it's messy as hell. I'm in the middle of redoing everything in the studio right now. So just rerouting gear, getting a bunch of different stuff set up. Is it Fele? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you tapping in. But it's all over the place. So, I mean, on this half of the room, there's just stuff all over the floor. Nothing's plugged in. Nothing's doing what it's supposed to do. On the other side of the room is just a mess as well. Someone just gave me a bunch of gear too, so now that's crazy over there. Everything's an absolute wreck. And on the other side of the wall that y'all can't see over here, on the other side of this wall, there's like just boxes upon boxes of stuff that I need to go through, get set up, build, and get ready to bring into the studio. It's a nightmare. It's all good stuff, but man, I hate messy spaces. It's not fun. It's not fun. Jordan, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. If y'all want to submit it, it's at the link in my bio. I'll explain the whole structure of the live stream here in just a couple minutes as well. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Tyler Munson's in the building. Thanks for joining the stream. Let me double check a few things here really quick. But yeah, let me know if you're coming in for the first time. Talk to me about the music that you make. Let me know where you're joining from. And Tyler, thank you for the follow. And Aaron, you said from Texas. We're in Texas. I'm in Texas as well. My wife and I we're born and raised here, so we're in San Antonio currently. We were in Dallas for kind of like Dallas proper, uptown area. For about 2.5 years, we lived up there. And then just last year, we moved back down to San Antonio. Rochester in the building. How's New York these days? We've contemplating at some point later in our, maybe a couple years from now, moving up there. I'm in Austin. I went to UTS. Yeah, we got family and friends in Austin. We go to Austin not often. I mean, a couple times a year maybe. But we have family and friends up in Austin as well. Austin's great. I would love to. Is it Teasy or Tezzy? Tezzy. I would love to. Absolutely. Link in my bio if you want to submit. It's just too hot here, man. There's a lot of variation to why, but we've both been in New York many different times. I would love to live upstate. It's beautiful. I had some friends. So we had some friends in Buffalo. We had some friends in Schenectady. If you know New York, Schenectady was beautiful. Maybe like an hour outside of Albany. That was absolutely beautiful. It was. Yeah, it's all right if you live in the middle of nowhere. That's what we want to do, man. I'm AKC, I'm near Nashville. Okay, got you. We want to live north. So if we get when we get out of Texas, which I'm desperate to do. When we get out of Texas, we want to move north. So it'll probably either be PNW or it'll be New England somewhere, Maine, Vermont, New York, something up there, or far all the way to my polar caps, man. Polar caps. Get me out of this. Wait, time out. Where are you at? I miss y'all. I haven't seen fog in years here. Aaron is brutal, man. It's so bad. Like, it's terrible. North Dakota. Okay. I haven't been to North Dakota since I was probably a couple years old. We did a road trip all through East and West Coast and went up Central on the West Coast. Went over to North Dakota. Bismarck. Is that North Dakota? Or am I making that up? Is my geography that bad? Is Bismarck, North Dakota? Mostly known for musicals. I like to move west. Yeah. Retrack's in the building. What's up, Retrack? Welcome into the stream. Yeah, North. Okay, I was like, I think that's right. I mean, I haven't been since I was like 4 years old. Retrack, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing amazing. Link in bio, Andrew. Link in bio. I live near there. Okay, got you. Yeah, we need to visit more recently, but we really want to live either Northwest or Northeast, like Arizona or something, not Cali. Yeah, Arizona. I know a couple people in Arizona. There's some cool spots there, but it's just Arizona's too close to Texas. Dr. Moore, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you tapping in. Is it Sesh? Welcome in as well, or Kesh? Let me know. Thanks for tapping into the stream. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we gotta get. I can't live in anywhere. I can't live anywhere that's hot again. If we're gonna move out of here, we're moving out of here. I'm not trying to be in another place that is 114 degrees in the summer, Derek. That's the thing with Arizona, is it can get hot as hell there too. AZ's got some great golf. Yeah, I know golf, so that wouldn't be the draw for me. But I know there are a lot of good good greens there. It probably doesn't have enough scene for session work. I mean, I have 0 clients here in San Antonio. Timeline. That's what I'm saying. That's why like we want to move, because like we have family. That's the thing, is like we have family here. We have family and friends and familiarity here. It's halfway decently reasonable cost wise to live here. It's not great anymore, to be honest, but it's decently cost effective to live here. But I don't take any clients, or very, very few. If people come into town and whatever, then yeah, sure. But I'm completely remote. All of my session work is completely remote. People hire me, they send me sessions, they send me files, and I go from there. But I'm completely remote. So I have this whole production studio with everything in it, and it's just my playground. It's just, these are my synths I do for my stuff: drums, guitars, bass, whatever. It's just my little playground here. Outguess our base event analyze, and we're not listening to popular artists, so I appreciate you tapping in. But yeah, not for popular artists. This is for your music. If you're a part of Outcast, let me know. If you helped them with their music in some capacity, that'd be amazing. Okay, we're gonna get into music here in a second. Let me just refresh a couple things. Y'all keep tapping the screen, keep sharing out the live. Don't forget to send your heart me, repost, all this stuff. It does really help out the stream quite a bit. All right, let me double check a few things here. So we got an updated metal track here. All right, we got some people filling in here. Let me just double check over here and make sure that we're good to go. Just released a new song last week. Would love some feedback. Yeah, link in my bio. I'll explain everything in like 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, I will open up everything and we will get into the details of y'all's music. Let's see. Dun. Simple question. In the mixing stage, what should the decibel of the vocal and beat average? It's so dependent on the style, so dependent on the source itself. Just give yourself some headroom. I mean, this is probably not going to be your favorite answer, but I think anyone that gives you an answer is probably misleading in some sense. All the engineers that I talk about, it really just comes down to like, what is the source? Where do you need it to fit in the mix? How much prominence does it need to have? How much dynamic control do you have over that vocal when you're compressing it? How are your stages of bussing? Is there more stages of compression and control through those buses, so on and so on? Just give yourself headroom, right? Just make sure that if you want to push loudness, you want to add layering, you want to rebalance some things, that you have 6 to 8 dB of headroom for you to push some stuff and add some stuff and move some stuff around. So before you get to the mastering phase, you have a little bit of room to play around with. But I will never give you a number. I'll never give anyone a number that they need to be at. I think it's misleading, and that's the same kind of vein as a lot of the other engineers that I know, that I've worked with, that I follow. Is if you're given a number for something, then you're already off. Use your ears. Make sure you have headroom. Have enough space in your mix, have enough space in your project to be able to add stuff, take stuff away, boost things, layer things, pan them out and structure them well. Make sure you have enough room to do that. Outside of that, just use your ears and make sure that you're balanced. What you're actually hearing is what you want to hear. That matters more than anything. Then just slap a limiter on it and get loudness if you want to. I don't have a set number for masters. I just kind of improvise 100%. And that to me is like, if I tell you -10 or I tell you -8 or whatever, and it's like, and then you aim for -10 or -8, but then something is really bothering you in the way that you're building that out, but then you're not addressing just the fact that you have a bunch of like subharmonic inflation and that's robbing you of all of your headroom. You're aiming for the number, but then your whole mix interleaved is like really quiet. You know what I mean? But because you're not listening for anything. You're not looking at these other elements here. Tyler, thank you for the heart me. Vendor, thank you for the rose. And Vendor, thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate that a lot. So my big thing is like the numbers are never going to be the thing that are going to get you there. You got to use your ears. You got to create a balance that way. If you have multiple stages of control, you're compressing your individual tracks. You got buses where you're gluing things together. You're balancing things decently. And you give yourself, a couple dB of headroom so you can move around a little bit. then you should be able to get some loudness pretty easily. We used to be called balancing engineers for a reason, right? Yeah, it shouldn't be much more to that. And if you're overcomplicating that part of it, then I would take a couple steps back and just see like, man, what's the priority of this? Is it just pursuing loudness? Is it just the balance of the mix itself? Amy, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Let me see. Kingston's in the building. What's up, Kingston? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. New Vibe, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for tapping into the stream today. Thanks for tapping in. I hope we see a bit more of you as well. Puerto Rican Trapper, I'm looking for an English rapper for a feature. Let's go, Dual Code. Welcome in. All right, y'all, we're going to get into some music. We are going to get into some music. I need y'all to do me a huge favor. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live, repost, heart me, all that stuff. It does really, really help out the live stream. I appreciate you so much. Whispering Saints, welcome in. Excuse me. Let's get into my spiel. Metal mixes that are destroyed by one really loud instrument as well. So true. Just like one thing that's like robbing you of headroom. It's like usually like a kick drum and a bass. And a lot of this has to do, Time Mind, with, and of course you know this, of course, but like a lot of it has to do with your ability to reference as well. So what happens a lot of times that at least in my experience, just consulting with other artists and producers and engineers, especially more amateur, a lot of times what happens is they don't have the ability to reference well. They're not getting the full spectrum of their reference, as well as even just the ability to adapt to that as well. And since that's happening, William, I'm missing some of your comments. Maybe some of them aren't coming up. I'm answering three different tracks on three different platforms, or three different chats on three different platforms. So if I miss a comment here and there, give me some grace, man. Give me some grace. I'll try to answer stuff, but I'm not even seeing. All I see is please. All I see is please, bro, and some other stuff. I'll have to get back to that in a second. Anyways, and so what happens is like people aren't hearing like 60 hertz and below. They're not hearing 70 hertz and below. And so they start cranking low mids. They start cranking low end and stuff like that and pushing stuff like crazy. And then they don't realize that they're not even hearing some of what's going on, but those things that they're not hearing are robbing them of headroom. So they're frustrated with their inability to get loudness, to get balance. And then they go and reference it in the car and it sounds crazy. You know what I mean? Like they go and reference it somewhere else and it's like this for you. People have come in before with 700,000 monthly listeners. That's not popular in some senses, or even like songs that have gotten a million streams or whatever it may be, right? But this is just not for people. Come in and we're here talking with artists and producers and breaking down their songs, so on and so on. We're really diving into the details of what they're doing, and then people are like, play Ed Sheeran, and I'm not gonna play Ed Sheeran. That's what your Spotify's for. That's what your stuff is there for. You mean you don't believe in me? I believe in you, Time Mine. I believe in you, Dylan. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Sorry, Sister Fire. No, 100%. You're fine. That's just not what this live is, right? It's not what this live is. If y'all want to submit your music, I'll let you know where to go here in just a second here. But y'all, thank y'all for tapping in today. Let's dive in. Zero, welcome into the chat. Let's get into some music, y'all. Let's get into music. Let me give my spiel. This is my starter spiel, and then we will kickstart the music. We'll get rolling with the music here. If y'all are coming in for the first time, thank y'all so much for joining the stream. Welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the family. Jan, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for joining, spending some time with us today. Welcome to the Track Talk stream. I'm glad y'all are here. If you've never been here before, there are two lanes that you can submit to. There is a free line and an up to 2 minute listen. So the free line is up to 2 minutes on your song and a quick note at the end. Again, up to 2 minutes will be listened to, and then a quick note at the end, whether about song structure, a quick mix detail, whatever it may be. Let me see what's going on. I'm getting notified here. On the other side of the line is the consultation line. Those are the paid submissions. So the paid submissions are the consultations. Those are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen, deep dive consultations on the structure of your music. Those are not quick reviews. There's no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls with those, right? Those are really long form, really detailed, 20 to 30 minute, 2 to 3 times through your track breakdowns of your music. Over the course of that, the 20 to 30 minutes that we break down that song, we're going to dive into mix and master, production elements, sound design details, lyrics and song formatting, so on and so on. Those are long form, they're detailed. We're going to get into the nuances of what you're doing, both creatively and practically within the structure of your music. I'm not here to trash you. I'm not here to roast you. I'm not here to tear you down. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm not here to give you exposure. It is really just about the music, getting into the details of what you're doing within the structure of your music. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. I've been doing that for the last 14 plus years professionally. I'm also a classical classically trained musician. And so a lot of the structure, classically trained pianist specifically, a lot of the structure here in the live stream, a lot of the perspective is from that perspective to really get into those nuances. If you would like to submit, if you are on, let's see, if you're on TikTok and you would like to submit your music for either the free line or the consultation line, everything is at the link in my what can I say? The link in my bio. Everything is at the link in my bio. So if you go there, you'll see the free line, you'll see the paid line. You will also see where you can see the cues. You can click on that. You can check the line, order, minimum, see where you're at, see if you want to move forward or skip or anything like that. All of that is at the link in my bio. If you are on the red app, then you can breaking stuff over here. If you're on the red app, you can go to the description for the live stream. If you're on the purple app, you can type !submit and the link will present itself to you. Okay, let's get into it. Yuri, thank you for the heart puff. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for the love. Thank you for your generosity. Let's get into some music. We got Derek Bennett in the building. They're over on the purple app right now. Victoria, welcome in. Thanks for joining the stream. If y'all are on TikTok, just do me a favor. Make sure y'all are tapping, share out the live, repost, heart me, all that stuff. It does really help out. Let's dive in. Once again, link in my bio if you would like to submit. We're going to kick it off today with Derek Bennett featuring JL and Anthony Blake. Very rough mix, got new vocals and screams. Let's go. Rough mix. Keep that in mind. This is still fairly demo-ish, just got some new vocals on it. You know the deal, Derek. Any other details you want me to have, just drop it in the chat, and let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
This mask is cracking in my hands, and I don't know who I am. Hiding in plain sight, running from the light. You see through this masquerade. You know the face behind the name I made. You pulled the veil, the truth revealed. You love me anyways. You see through this masquerade. Could have pretended with a face of pain. Said the words break apart. Let your days off apart. Forgetting the lightning to be.
It's a great lead melody. Third note harmony is beautiful. Beautiful.
Spotlight, I'm putting on a show.
Let's go. Love the dynamics on this, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all show some love to the family. That is Derek Bennett Music in the chat. Let's go. 100%, Aaron. 100%. Man, show some love to Derek Bennett. They're over on the Red app right now if you want to go show them some love over there. Radio VR, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Xander, welcome into the chat. I appreciate that as well. Let's get into it, man. Let's run it from the top. That is Masquerade by Derek Bennett. Let's dive into a couple things. One of the first bullet point right here is structurally, I think you're doing some amazing stuff. There's Derek Bennett right there on TikTok as well. Structurally, you're doing some amazing things. I love the vocal structure. The melodies are beautiful. The layers are distinct, really, really powerful, especially like those third note layers, as well as, of course, the fry screams in the background as well. The structure itself is really, really, really well done. What I want you to do, we've talked about this plenty of times before, but before you start moving forward with like mixing and even like obviously towards mastering and stuff like that, I would suggest getting a pretty dramatic like cleanse of some of the compression on this track so that we can distinguish elements again. What you're hearing a lot of on like the mastering side, which is again just whatever presets and stuff that you have there, whatever layers that you have there, just to kind of get it out here to stream and stuff like that, I'm aware of as well. But what it's doing is there's so much pumping of that compression. There's so much reduction that is being triggered by like, I think it's the sub bass largely. Every time the sub bass comes in, it just overwhelms the mix, compresses and pumps like crazy. Thank you for the follow stuff. I appreciate it. Thanks for that. Thanks for tapping in. There's so much low-end information. It comes in, you start getting this pumping and this energy in the mix and some of that reduction in the mix. And it's pretty dramatic. It's a hefty amount of reduction that's happening as well. And it is just kind of creating this blob of noise in the middle of the mix. All of a sudden, any of your high-end elements just take a dive into the back. And again, I know this is not the mix, so I'm keeping that in mind. But even before a mixing phase or sending to the engineer, I want on the referencing side or the premix side, even for the engineer to have a really good idea of what exists in the song and where it loosely should be, right? So that they know like, oh yeah, they want these as a lead guitar, they want these as supportive, they want this as the lead vocal, these are the supportive layers, so on and so on. Getting a rough mix on this, I would take, in my honest opinion, I would take everything down. Take everything, because I think part of what's happening is you have everything forward, everything loud, so everything's triggering compression. This is really interesting. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for tapping in. Everything's really forward, everything's really loud. So it's triggering that compression and that's suppressing everything, right? So everything's loud, but then everything is like really, really like brick wall limited and just pumped and suppressed, and compressed a lot, right? So part of it is just everything's too loud. If you want to regain some of your dynamic range again, so the song can feel quiet when it's quiet, loud when it's loud, it has some range to it. Just bring the sub bass down by like 5 dB. So it's not introducing nearly as much energy right there. And it's not robbing you of your headroom at the top of the mix. And then just take all of the instruments down by 5 dB. You know what I mean? Like maybe go lower with the sub bass or something, but like turn everything down by, let's say anywhere from 3 to 5 dB and just regain some movement, regain some openness. Dylan, I love you too. Thanks for tapping in. Regain some openness, right? Just so we can hear what's there again. Cause once we get here, I can no longer distinguish, and I want a wall of sound. I want to keep that in mind too, right? I want that wall of sound. I want that energy. I want that drive and that punch, but I still want to hear like powerful double-tracked left-right guitars, a clean lead guitar, a beautiful piano melody, some spiccatos on the strings that are chopping into the mix and creating all of this movement. I still want to hear like the string attack of the bass. I want to hear that, like, I still want to be able to maintain the separation here. Now, again, this is not mixed. Don West, welcome in. This is not mixed. This is not obviously the finished track in any sense, right? This is still early demos. But the thing I'd be worried about is when you send this kind of wall of noise right here, it can be challenging on the engineering side once you do send this to an engineer to kind of understand where things are and what they're doing and where you, as the producer and co-producer of the song, where you want things positioned and how you want them to exist in the song. So anyways, let's run it from the top. We'll chop through a few things, but that's the biggest thing. I think if you can just bring everything down, regain the instrument's ability to punch into the mix, and then if they're too loud, you turn them down, right? But regain some clarity, regain some separation so we can really hear kind of what's going on in the mix again. Hope everyone's evening is going well. Is it Micaiah? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope your evening's going well as well. Anima's in the building. What's up, Anima? Welcome in. While I'm waiting for the jazz focus curriculum to start, I found a jazz fusion solo course on guitar. I think that's a perfect starting point for me to also learn more guitar. Let's go, Anima. I love that. I love it. Okay, let's back this up a little bit. Let's run it from the top. Is it Bay Ram? This is your music. So unless you are wildly popular, Rona, welcome in. Good to see you. Unless you're wildly popular, this is for you. If you're an artist, you're a producer, you're a session musician, you're a songwriter, you're a vocalist, you're a producer, whatever it is, this is for your music. So no popular artist just means don't come in here, requesting Ed Sheeran, don't come in here just requesting Sleep Token, right? This is for your music directed at, musicians and artists and songwriters and engineers, so on and so on. This is for y'all stuff. All right, let's start it from the top. Producer Drew, good to see you. Thanks for tapping in. All right, let's get it. And if y'all are wanting to submit, it's at the link in my bio. What's good, Producer Drew? Thanks for tapping in. Is it ask him about your own music, or is this just to get him to listen to music you like? Your own music. This is for your music, not for popular artists. I might be in sleep. If you're in sleep, here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing is and producer Drew, thank you so much for the Go Populars, man. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Y'all show some love to producer Drew. Katie, welcome in as well. Here's the thing. We have had people come in. That have sent in voice memos of them humming melodies in a Starbucks booth, and they asked us to help them, build progression over their song or something, right? And then we've had people that are Grammy-winning musicians, Grammy-winning producers. We've had people that are the full spectrum of quality and credibility and so on, right? We've had a huge spectrum of levels of people doing this music stuff, right? And so for me, it's not necessarily about that. It's about this being your stuff, right? I want to talk to you as a musician, you as a producer, an engineer, songwriter, vocalist about your process, whether you are already at the perceived top, and we can, talk through some of the things that you're doing and why it's amazing in the structure of your music. Or if you still need a lot of work and a lot of help, of course, we can help you build out that structure. We can help you learn about some processes that would help you improve, the structure of your mixes and productions and stuff like that. But that's what this is all about. This is for your music. This is for your production. So whether you perceive it as really popular or not, whether or not, this is really about you. This is about your music. And again, it's at the link in my bio if y'all want to submit. Love these early moments right here. Yeah, that's why I said perceived top.
This mask is cracking in my hands.
There's a lot of depth here that I really like.
Who I am, hiding in plain sight, running from the light. You see through this mask.
Even here, now there's a pretty good balance here. And again, not fully mixed, right? But there's a pretty good balance here. But even here, there's a pretty heavy low end, right? There's a pretty heavy energy, like 100 hertz and below, 150 hertz and below. There is a lot of energy there already. So just be wary of that. Be careful of that. That is probably one of the elements that's robbing you of some headroom and causing, your percussion and lead guitars and stuff like that to dive later on.
Masquerade, the face behind the name I made. You pulled the veil.
Like 100 to 150 hertz. Like there's that sub bass. I do think that sub bass is taking a lot of your headroom in this mix. Like it's so inflated right there. Even early on, that's part of what is limiting your ability to open up this mix a little bit more. Because it's gonna trigger your limiters. It's gonna trigger your compressors at the top to suppress quite a bit.
Revealed, you love me anyways.
Yeah, it will in the mix give it better separation now, right? So a good balance will hit in the right environment and the right system. You know what I mean? Like the right mix, the right balance to a mix will hit whether you're playing it through your phone and it sounds clean and clear and snappy, or you're in a car, you're at a festival, you're at a venue, you're at a concert, whatever it is. Like the right song, the right structure will hit everywhere. This will hit, but I think right now in these earlier stages of the production, it just takes over. And so it causes you to not be able to distinguish a lot of other really beautiful elements that are happening in the song, which I would prioritize especially earlier on.
Through this masquerade.
What's up, Jesse? So right here we get this huge low end hit. The drums come in and there's some like low pads and strings. I think there's a couple things that you can go through your list and see kind of what exists there. But there's definitely like sub bass. I think there's like a low pad right there as well. Maybe some lower strings that are smoothed out right there as well. I think it's a combination, it sounds like, especially on the hooks, of like 2 or 3 different elements that are causing this low end inflation, this bloom that's happening like 300 hertz and below, now once we get into the hook, but maybe 100, 150 hertz and below earlier on. But that inflation, that blooming that we're getting there on the low end right there is part of what is, as soon as that kicks in, you hear everything go, it takes a backseat by like 7 dB, right? All of a sudden the drums are super quiet. The lead pianos and the lead synths and stuff like that take a back seat. And so just on the engineering side, when you're getting ready to send this to someone else, you're just limited in how the song is expressed. And I want to hear all of those things. I want to hear all of those things towards the top of the mix so that we can know where to position them and how to kind of balance them in the mix. Because there's kind of there's like a little low melody and maybe some pizzicato or something like that in the background of the mix that's doing some other melodies. It's pretty subtle back there. Maybe with the piano as well. Right? It's a cool melody. You can barely, but that's my point, right? Is it's barely existing back there. It's super, super, super soft, or it might not be. It might actually be fairly powerful in the mix, but because it's got a lot of low end information into it, and that is drowned out by, the rest of the production, or is drowned out by some of the low end inflation that you have right there, you can't distinguish that. So as an engineer, you'd like get this session, right? You like get this as a reference, get all the session, be like, wait, what is that instrument there in the background? And you have to kind of guess a lot more of like, where do they want this placed? Do they want this to be a prominent element? Do they want it to drive the song? Do they want it to be as background as it is? And there's just going to be more revisions, more steps that you're going through to make sure that this is the mix that you're envisioning, right? That it is the song structure that you want to get out of this, especially once you send it to the engineer. Only have a rough voice memo, not a fully produced track. 100%. Yeah, people send voice memos all the time, or like early demos, all the time. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. A link in my bio for anybody that would like to submit, either for the free line, which is up to 2 minutes of your song, or what we're doing right here. If you've been listening for us breaking this part down, these are the 20 to 30 minute consultations. So this is the paid line that we're in right now. These detailed consultations are on that side. So if you're wanting a longer breakdown like this, that's what this side is. So like right here especially, I think there's some other... There's some other like riffs on the guitar in the background right there that are just they're unintelligible in the background of the mix, right? They're not legible. There's not any clarity to them. So that's where I'm like, let's take a little bit of a step back from the pursuit of pushing everything forward, regain some separation and clarity, even as a demo. That way I can hear, because I'm like, man, I think there's some great riffs there, but I don't hear the great riffs. I just hear the energy in the middle of the mix. So I think the more that you can just regain some control over even this premix, even your demos, regain a little bit of separation here. For one, you're just gonna have a much better mix at the end, right? The better you get these early sources and these early demos, the better of an understanding your engineer is gonna have, the better that mix is gonna be. And then of course, the better the master is going to be. So I would try to clarify this as much as you can and just regain some control over it. To me, that's the biggest thing. It is a cool sounding production. There's powerhouse vocals, great layering, great third harmonies and stacks in there. Those are fantastic. Most of the sound design that I can't articulate is it's done really well. Like I don't mind what is being played and what is being sung and stuff like that. But the clarity is going to be one of your biggest limitations too. Putting this in as much of a position to succeed as possible. Galdiv Had a Love, fantastic song, absolutely fantastic song, but this is not for popular artists. Music you've been a part of, not for popular artists. This is music you've been a part of. Mike Wild, thank you so much for the DJ headphones. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the help. Yeah, this is for if you're a producer, engineer, songwriter, vocalist, musician, whatever it may be, this is for you. So the music that we're listening to right now, the producer is here in the chat. They sent us their song that they're producing right now, and we're breaking down some of the elements of it. I mean, it's killer. So I'm saying, like, there's so many things here that are well done. Like, you know, they're like, I like the decisions that are being made. We just got to clarify so we hear all the decisions, right? This is about making sure that all of the amazing, cool, creative, interesting, quirky things that you put into this production actually manifest to the listener's ears. You know what I mean? Random person, not at all. We're starting off with some metal today, but it's going to go all over the place. So any genre, any level of quality or preparedness, as long as you're involved in the record. What's up, Katie? Welcome in. Good to see you. Been a minute. Yeah. There's so much more broad spectrum noise, right? Like when you're dealing with like just a crashy, smashy drum set like this, you know, you're dealing with like just a chuggy bass, but it's also like really bright and it has a lot of string attack and transients there. And then you're dealing with like quad tracked, heavy, bar chord, detuned metal guitars, you know what I mean? Like a 7-string detuned to C sharp. Like you have all of this energy, you know what I mean? Like you have all of this energy in the mix. That is a much different than like, here's like a piano that exists here and a string that exists here and a little pocket that exists here. You know, like very specific, like fine-tuned elements within the structure of your mix. And so for me, it is different mixing metal just because there's so many more elements that fill so much more space. So you got to be very, very, very strategic with kind of, you know, how you position them in the mix. If you want to submit music, it's at the link in my bio. What do you think about hardstyle genre? Started listening to hardstyle as back. Yeah. We a couple days ago we had some like hardstyle slash like hyperpop stuff. It was kind of a blending of a couple of those there. So yeah, people submit all genres. So I work in and around all genres. We listen to and consult on all genres. It is not, there's no bias as far as the kind of music that you make, the language, anything like that. If you make music, you're involved in music in any sense. Dylan's a genre, that's another genre there. You know, like any kind of music that you make, we're here to break it down. If you want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. You're not going to submit it here in the chat. So if you want to have your music heard, whether you want the free line or the full consultation that we're doing here, it's at the link in my bio. Like these high melodies are beautiful, man. The high melody, they're so crazy. It's amazing, amazing vocal structure. Appreciate you, Katie. Appreciate it. And House, thank you for the follow. I saw that too. Thank you so much. Scottish time difference has me missing your lives. Great to see. Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember now. It makes sense. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love. Derek Bennett Music in the building. Derek, you know I love what you do. You're a powerhouse, man. It's a crazy production. It sounds absolutely nuts. Thank you so much for the likes and the shares as well, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Socket, I've answered it a couple times now, man, so I don't want to keep answering it. But if you have music that is in that style and you want to submit it, it is at the link in my bio. But I don't want to keep answered it already, I think twice, and so I don't want to rehash it too many times, but I will listen to any style, any genre, any level of quality or preparedness. There is no bias here where we are just listening to one genre. Now, sometimes what happens is someone hears a metal track and they're like, oh, you listen to metal? And we're like, yeah, man, of course, we'll listen to whatever. And then 3 people that also do metal get excited and they all send in metal. And then it feels like all we listen to is metal because the last 4 songs are metal. It happens every once in a while. And it happens with a lot of different genres. But we will absolutely listen to and break down any style of music, any genre of music, any level of quality or preparedness. Like I said, we got people in here that send in voice memos and early demos just straight through the phone speakers. And we have people that are Grammy-winning producers and working with some of the best musicians and studios in the world. So there's going to be a huge spread of quality, a huge spread of just knowledge. Some people come in knowing a lot. Some people come in like, hey, I've just started making beats a month ago. I just started writing my own songs a month ago, and I'm trying to figure it out. And they want help, they want support, they want tools, so on and so on. So that's what this whole space is about. So you don't have to feel insecure or unprepared. A lot of people send in demos. I would say most people send in unreleased demos that need some work. So if you're like, man, my stuff needs work, that's exactly what this is for. Exactly what this is for. But y'all show some love to the family. Derek Bennett Music. Yeah, you're on the right track, man. This is such a great song structure, such a great energy. The vocal structure is amazing. It's just, I think it's going to come down to your ability to clarify premix that way. That way this engineer can get this across the finish line in a way that's like vibrant as hell. Just feels incredibly, incredibly powerful. But y'all give it up one more time for the family. Let's keep it going. We got more music to get to. Harrison, I got you. Harrison, I got you. Appreciate you. And Alexes, thank you so much for the submission. Alexes, where are you at? Where's Alexes? Alexes Hardt, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Alexes Hardt in the building. Thank you so much for your submission. I appreciate that more than you know. We're about to get straight into your song right now. Thank you so much for tapping in today. I appreciate that a lot. Give me some details. We're about to dive in. We're about to dive in. Very hesitant to go after that one. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. No, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. And like I said, this is not the kind of live stream where I'm like here to necessarily like hype you up or roast you, tear you down. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So you don't have to like, for me, I feel the same responsibility to the song and to y'all on the live stream, no matter if it is a Grammy-winning song or it's you know, something that you just started working on and you don't know, you know, you just started learning guitar a week ago. To me, my approach is the same. I want to talk about the music. I want to dig into what you're doing and learn a little bit more about your process and how we can help you and stuff like that. The Q is at the same link in the bio. So it moves around all the time. So I don't like telling people where they are in the line because the line changes constantly. People come in, they skip, they move around. People leave, they don't show up for a little while, then they come back in. So I always just want y'all to, or always want to recommend that y'all go and check the queue at the same place that you submit. You go to the submission form there, and you'll see the tab that says "See the queue," and that will always show you exactly where you need to be. But yeah, right now it's top of my list is Alexes. Say my name, Alexes. So got confused. Yeah. Alexes came in. Alexes came in over the top. No, you're good. You're good. I was just calling out and making sure that I knew who was here in the chat as well. Anthony's in the queue. Let's go. Yeah, and if y'all want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. Thank you for the follows, y'all. I appreciate that a lot. Random person, thanks for the follow. Is it Equinox? Thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, link in my bio. Whether you want to submit for the free line or the paid consultations, everything's in the same place. You can always move around. You can always skip. You can always take your time with it. It's completely up to you. But this is Alexes Hardt. So let's see. Unreleased, second song ever made in this genre. Would love all feedback. Alexes, have I heard your music before? The name seems super familiar, but I'm curious if I've heard your music before. Any and all details are appreciated. So let me know the role that you're playing in this particular record. Let me know kind of what you're involved in as far as building production, mixing, tracking vocals, things like that. I don't think so. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your trust and your generosity. Thank you so much for doing that. But let's get into it. This is "Spare Me" by Alexes Hardt, and let's get into it. But yeah, give me some details on how the song was built, so on and so on, and your role in it. I like this mix already. This mix is already really nice.
Don't say you were never mine to taste. You know that my taste again.
Let's go.
I don't wanna bleed in the same grave where you left the others to waste away. Cut me up and bury my soul again. I don't wanna feed the fire just to get caught. Spare me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It'll take
Did the producer Come on. Let's go, y'all. Please give it up on time. Thank you for the follows, for the gifts. I appreciate it. Show some love to Alexes right here in the chat. The song is called Spare Me. As far as I know, it's unreleased, but let me know if it's released. Let me know if it's on platforms. I have the file upload, so usually I assume that it's unreleased if it's a file upload. But if it's out, please let people know. If it's about to be out, if you already have a pre-save, stuff like that, let the people know. But that is Alexes Hardt. The song is called Spare Me. Unreleased song. Okay, yeah. Good reminder. Thank you. You're on it. Retrack. Thank you so much. Man, amazing. I can't wait to dive into this. Go back through some of the details here. This is a snappy, punchy, bright, clear, mixed. Testing out Waters with it before I dive in. Yeah, really, really open, really bright, really snappy. I'm so excited for you. So let's get into some details here. Let's walk through some clarity details and production details here. This is beautifully put together. Dynamic range is great. It's an interesting production. There's a really good balance in this particular production and vocal structure of some expectation. There's some parts where you're like, I'm glad it goes to where I think it's going to go because it feels familiar, it feels grounded, it feels powerful. And then pairing that with enough twists and turns and enough movement to keep you engaged and keep you really interested. It's really well done. So let's get into it. Let's dive in from the top. Let's get into some details and let's run it. I'm excited. Fantastic. Equinox, I got you. House, I see you as well. Thank you so much for tapping in. Man, let's run it. Let's run it. And once again, if y'all want to submit, it's at the link on my bio for those of y'all putting it in the chat. But yeah, if you have any other details, if you want to talk through anything as far as what y'all are doing as far as production, your process right now, like you said you're testing the waters. What does that mean to you? Are you testing the waters as far as releasing a song like this, where it's largely done, but you're trying to kind of get some things in order and get some things organized before releasing? Because I think you did say it's only your first or second song. I think Retrack pinned it a second ago. I can check. Second song ever made. So are you just now dipping your toe in as far as getting songs released and building the brand that's Alexes, so on and so on? Yeah, let me know. Feel free to talk about any of that. But let's dive in from the top. Spare Me by Alexes. Killer. Absolutely killer song. Your voice is nuts. Voice is so powerful, so engaging to listen to. This is a good example of what we were talking about earlier with Derek's song, right? Of having a wall of sound, right? I mean, this is heavy, it is bright, it is noisy, it has all of those makings of a heavy progressive rock track, heavy progressive metal track, but also great separation and clarity, where I can hear everything that's going on. It's fantastic. I think I've been insecure about it, so I'm just showing it around and figuring out my brand. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Is the other song really quick? Is the other song on? First time I've tried a screen too. Let's go. I'll talk through that here in a little bit in a second. Is the other song released? I can check out your Spotify really quick as well. Or is it not? Is it unreleased as well? I love the D tune on that synth. I love the same name. Let me know if it's the same name. I'll look it up right now. Outlaw. Link in my bio. Okay, cool. Let me pull that up really quick. Love the D tune on that synth. Love the D tune. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I see. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just going to look at a couple things here. Okay, so you only have the one release, but the one release did well. I mean, Let's go. Okay, really quick. I'm not here to to be the branding expert. That's not me. That's not me necessarily. My wife is much better at that stuff. But just a couple notes since I'm here and I'm looking at your Spotify. One thing that you can do, Spotify utilizes your bio as SEO as well. So it works a lot like a lot of other social platforms, right? Where there is the posts themselves, the content itself. In this case, that's the music. There's follows on there. There's all these kinds of algorithms that are determined by the amount of people that are in touch with what you're doing. So one of the things that I would keep in mind with the SEO part of your bio is tagging the artists that you take inspiration from. So I see here Evanescence, Paramore, Flyleaf, Banks, right? Stuff like that. Man, I haven't heard Flyleaf in a minute. all of those artists you can actually tag. So if you type at, when you're going through your Spotify for artists and you're editing your bio, type at and start typing out the artist names, and you can actually tag that artist in that bio. All that does, I'm not saying this is going to change your life or anything, but what that does is it does create algorithmic through lines just through SEO to those artists back and forth, right? So just as an example, if people have a playlist where you've tagged all of these people and it's within this paragraph, if there's another listener out there and they're listening to Paramore and Flyleaf and they go straight from these songs right here, the likelihood of the algorithm being like, hey, they're listening to all of these songs, there's all these different through lines, they have this like emotional late night drive playlist, you have a late night drive song, you also have a through line with those. A lot of your other listeners are also listening to Paramore and Flyleaf and Evanescence. There's all these different connections. The more connections there are like that, the more likely that the Spotify algorithm is going to try to pair you with other things. Like, hey, 68% of Alexes's fans of her music and people that have her in Discovery and have her in Library and have her followed on there also listen to all of these other artists. So there might be a higher likelihood that they'll recommend your music to them in their playlist as well. Things like that, right? It's a small detail, and I'm not saying that's going to take you from 70 monthly listeners to 70,000, but it can just be one of those things where it's like you might as well use all of the support systems at your disposal to help create some connections to your music with other people as well. Okay, let's get a little deeper into it here. Let's go back to the track here. But yeah, I wanted to see kind of what you were doing on let me see what you were doing on Spotify as well. But yeah, I mean, that first song, I don't know how old that song is, but that first song did really well for you. So I mean, I would definitely lean in. Okay, let's get a little bit deeper into the track here though. Let's go, Samurai. Let's go. I love it. Congrats. Really, really good. Really, really good melodic repetition here. So the repetition of your melody in here, so fantastic. So fantastic. I love it.
Don't say you were never meant to taste, you know that
those little pops, those little pops right there are going to be like those addictive elements of your music, right? Those little pockets they're so subtle and they're so simple. Those are what are going to be so sticky, so gluey. They're so repetitive. They're so well structured. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Thanks for tapping in guest mode. I appreciate you joining. But those little moments right there, those what everybody needs those. I don't care if you make pop rock. I don't care if you make, country, EDM, rap, R&B. Those small little repetitions right there are going to be honestly kind of the make or break moments in the structure of your song of people remembering what you're doing. Immediately in the song, we have like 4 repetitions of the same or very similar melodic structures here. It's just so much more likely that people are going to remember your music. What's that, Mattis? Welcome in. Same thing. Same thing here. I mean, that's just great. That same movement up the scale right there, that arpeggio moving up is so well structured. The vocal structure here, specifically melodically, fabulous. So good. I mean, those are those, like I said, those are those melodies that are going to be like addicting to people, where those are, whether you even like the style or music or not, it's going to be stuck in your head. You're going to be doing dishes later on and you're going to be humming these melodies because they're so like frustratingly, annoyingly catchy to listen to. Such good vocal structure. To me, it's the production is snappy. Production is really, really powerful. But I think that to me is one of the most impactful parts of the song is that vocal structure. Are you live on YouTube as well? I am. I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok right now, all at the same time. Great dynamics.
All day. I don't wanna feel my pulse, you know. Out of breath.
Great little trills on the vocal. It's nice. It's really nice. Are you doing any? I'm trying to, because I know you're testing the waters on some stuff. You're trying to get some stuff out there. Are you doing any live performance at all right now? Just curious. Not that you like should or have to. I'm curious if you're doing any performances right now. Okay, cool. Great stair steps of dynamics here. Having, again, we're talking mostly about production structure here currently, but having this lower structure right here, so at least double tracked rhythm guitars that is carrying 90%, that in the bass, right, is carrying 90% of the energy of like the chord progression going into this hook. And then all they do is add one lead line over the top, just like drone notes over the top, right? Just like pedal tones. So they're super, super, open at the top right there. Nothing super crazy, right? It's like it's heavy, heavy guitars and add one other layer over the top and it transforms the energy of that hook by just taking the dynamics to the next level. It's what we always talk about in stair-stepping dynamics of like, sometimes you don't have to do crazy changes in your song to make it interesting and dynamic. Sometimes just adding one element that glues things or opens up the top end or fills in the chord progression a little bit more makes that difference. In this case, it's just adding that lead guitar that just glues everything together. It's kind of an inversion above the other rhythm guitars and it opens it up beautifully. It's really, really well done. The artist is Alexes Hardt. They're a couple chats above you right here in the chat on TikTok. They do have one song. I haven't heard it yet, but they do have another song that is on Spotify or it is on DSPs on other platforms. This particular one is not yet. This one's unreleased, so it's 2026. It's brand new. If y'all are wanting to submit, it's at the link in my bio. Link in my bio. Love the chops here. Again, great dynamics, great shifts in energy. You said this was your first time screaming, right? Or like your first time putting a scream into a song at the least. Like maybe you practice it a little bit more. But that was the first time? Come on. Crazy. Yeah, let's go. One thing you can do, I'm going to toss this out there. Feel free to ignore it. Anytime that I talk about like stylistic decisions or stuff like that, it is strictly just because it popped into my brain, and if it's valuable, it's valuable. If it's not, completely ignore it. I have no ego in this, right? So sometimes I'll throw out ideas. Just use them to get your own wheel spinning, maybe on this record or a future record. Doesn't matter to me, right? I'm not like hurt when people don't like my ideas or don't take them. I really don't care. But I'm going to back it up to the scream here really quick. One thing that can be helpful right now, your scream is great. I mean, it's a great fry. You have some great openness. You get a lot of that more like guttural texture on the vocal. It's a little bit more thinned out, so you do get a little bit more of the warble in there. One thing I would be interested to hear, potentially if you felt up to it, would be whisper layers on there. It can be, especially if you don't feel like your scream is as powerful as you want it to be or layered as much as you want it to be. Because often, sometimes the more powerful especially like with a fry scream, the more powerful your fry scream becomes, the more diaphragmatic support and compression you have for the fry scream, the more like texture you get in there, right? You get more of that more of the natural vocal distortion in there. If you're not getting as much of that natural distortion, which you're doing a great job here, I'm just saying, just in general, if you're not getting as much of that and you want a little bit more layering to it, having a like false whisper track in there as well that you layer in stereo outside of it can be a really, really so simple, really easy, almost cheesy way to like support your screams without anything crazy. And it is quite literally like faking like you're screaming. It sounds so stupid, and you might already know this, but to anyone, it's literally like faking like you're screaming and just, yes, and you're just like that, and you track one on the left, track one on the right, and it can just be a subtle way. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just kind of tossing it out there, and can be a subtle way to just wake up those screams a little bit if they're feeling too direct or like too clean, or they don't have as much grime as you want it to, or something like whatever it may be, right? And this happens all the time, especially when people are that are earlier on doing like false chord screams or fry screams and so on and so on. And you crushed it, to be honest. But like if you're here, let me hear it again real quick. So here you would just lead into it. Yeah. And you can say what you're saying, or you can have the texture and the movement, No, it's not. The movement that you want in your particular vocal performance, right? But leading into it, you just have those triplets right there. And you literally just fake it. And it's just that kind of hiss and that like extra high-end excitement that you might not get out of the scream with as much like saturation and compression you have on the vocal, right? Anyways, tossing it out there. Just a little bit of the energy. It's almost like you're almost getting to the fry scream, but you're suppressing a little bit more. Like obviously if you were to take that and then push it a little bit farther, you would almost just get into the scream. But if you suppress it a little bit more, you get kind of just like the top energy of the song, the top energy of that texture on the vocal without having to do a full layer of the fry scream underneath it. Again, if it doesn't feel as strong to you. Okay. Only thing, I want to hear one other thing really quick, and then we're going to move on to the next song. But Alexes, this is fantastic. It's such a good song. It's a great structure. You're a powerhouse vocal. I think what some of y'all are, it's not AI. I know it's not AI. I hear AI all the time. Trust me, y'all. People come in and they send AI. They send AI. They try to pass off AI. It was kind of funny one time. Some guy came in saying he was a classical pianist, and he sent an AI piano. And it was just ironic because I am a classically trained pianist. And so he's like, here's this thing that I did. I was like, dude, this is obviously AI. And I was like, well, what plugin did you use? Because he said he used a plugin or whatever. And he told me the plugin, and I had the plugin, so I pulled up the plugin. I was like, these don't sound the same. It's just funny. People send in AI, and it's whatever. This is not. I hear a lot of AI. People send in AI every once in a while, and that's fine. But this is not. This is definitely not. What you are hearing, a lot of the structure of what you're hearing is just the rigidity of a lot of sequenced real instruments, so highly gated and quantized guitars. So you're getting a lot of the like digital artifact of how rigid the guitars sound. They're obviously very, very, high frequency excited as well. And also the rigidity of the sequence drums as well, right? So when you have like really heavy, really strict VST drums as well, where the velocity ranges are 127 across the board, there's not a lot of ghosting, there's not a lot of dynamic range. It can just sound more rigid. And again, sometimes that's the goal, right? Sometimes like with EDM and progressive metal and stuff like that, like you want it to be a little bit more rigid. It's really quantized. It's really tight velocity ranges, really tight, dynamic ranges, so on and so on. So that's a little bit of what we're talking about here. So I can see why that might be a gut reaction. It's like, it seems like a hybrid. It seems like something. It's just because even the real instrumentation is like super tight to the grid, so on and so on. Out of the extra parts of the song you've used, let's go, Teb. I love to hear it, man. Okay, there's one thing I'm listening for here I'm curious about. I want to hear it again. This will be the last thing we say, and then we'll move on. If y'all are wanting to submit, link in my bio. Welcome in. So, okay, here's and I'm being annoying with this, and I'm very well aware that me even saying this is kind of like annoying because I don't think it's an issue. I think this sounds fantastic, but take it with a grain of salt. One of the few things, thank you, Aaron, for the DJ headphones. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate it a lot. And thank you for the follows as well. The song's crazy. I mean, it's very, very well done. It's really powerful. The only thing that I am aware of is we're starting the climax of the song, the heaviest hook, the biggest moment in this song, in a fairly low vocal register. So we have all these halftime breakdowns, screams into a huge dynamic shift. We go really, really tight, really low, and then we go to what should be the biggest moment of the song. The only thing that I'm kind of aware of is that the dynamics don't really shift there. So we do go into the biggest moment what could be, should be the biggest moment of the song. And the vocal itself is largely exactly the same, starting in a lower register. So the transition doesn't feel as strong because we have to start and build back up on that arpeggio again. I would love, personally speaking, I would love for you to like start with like a high melody over it, like a high ad lib that kind of fills that in. So at least you start with like a high note at the top of this range right here. And then you can kind of go back into the flow of it again. Let me hear it again really quick. Like maybe something like that, and for you to be if you like started at that top range right there, maybe the ad libs are added to the end, change it up. So I think the change ups are good. I'm mainly talking about the first. What is like the first like piece of energy that happens on the biggest hook, and it's just because we have a huge moment. And then it comes into like a lower register, and we kind of have to take a little bit of time to build up that steam. It takes a couple seconds right there, right? So if you're gonna do something right in that range, here. All the other stuff you have in there, beautiful. All the other ad libs, killer. They're absolutely killer. But if there was a way to just start with it, something there where we kick it off with a high note, so we don't have to build up there again, and we're taking a couple seconds to just regain that energy again instead of having to start lower. In my mind, I think it would be awesome. Obviously, it means you have to track that again, or maybe you can find a part of your ad lib to transfer over. I don't know. There's obviously a different way to do that. But to me, the only reason why I say that it is the start of the climax of the song. It is the start of the biggest moment here, and we have to dip lower and register to kind of regain that energy again. Tiny detail. I'm annoying. Tiny detail. You could release this song as is, and I would think that it would stream well. I would think that you would do incredibly, incredibly well. Y'all are obviously very, very, very talented. Do you play live with the full band because you're a solo artist and it's metal? No, I don't think they really have a band. They don't. Right now, they said they don't perform. So very simple structure so far. Let me get to the outro here really quick. But that's a quick note. Quick note there. It's like, man, if we could get that high note right there, which you obviously have in your vocal range, I'm not even worried about it. I think that would just elevate. I think it would elevate it like crazy. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Killer. Absolutely killer. Y'all show some love. Show some love. That is Alexes Hardt. They have one other song out. So please go stream it. It's just one other producer. It's one other producer. Alexes, you're amazing. Seriously, vocal structure is powerful. It's crazy. The harmonies are beautiful. Production structure is it's vibrant, it's energetic, it's nasty. I love so many things that I'm hearing in this track. It's really, really well done. Y'all please show some love to Alexes Hardt right here in the chat. Show him some love and support. Go check out the song that is released, and hopefully we hear the song out on platforms very, very soon as well. I cannot wait to hear more music from you. Y'all give it up one more time for Alexes. Let's keep the music going. Let me close this out. We got Vadis in the building. We got the family in the building. Hold on one second. Let me open this up really quick. Actually, then we got Harrison, we got Vadis, we got Equinox, House of Serena. I want to make sure I get that correctly. Thank you so much. We got Sigfrida in the building as well. Thank you so much for your submission. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep going with the music. And let me refresh over here just really briefly as well. Harrison, appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the support. Let's dive in. This is a pretty early demo. The vocals aren't done and the instrumentation isn't great. Right now, I feel like it sounds a bit chorusless, if that makes sense. This is my first ever time songwriting and first time using Logic. So production is done by me. Curious to hear your thoughts on the vibe. Let's go. This is all done by Harrison Scott right here in the chat. Let's go. Harrison, thank you so much for sending this in. Thank you so much for sending this in. I appreciate it. Retrack, thank you for the Go Populars, man. I appreciate the love. Thank you for the support. Y'all keep tapping the screen. Sounds good, Vadis, I got you. Y'all keep tapping the screen, share out the live, so on and so on. If you would like to submit your music for the consultations like we're getting into now, then make sure that you go to the link in my bio. But let's keep it rolling. We got Harrison Scott in the building. Let me make sure he's here, though, real quick. I I want to make sure that I don't play it without them being here. There's Harrison. Beautiful. All right, just want to make sure. All right, let's get into it, man. I'm excited. Thank you so much for sending this in.
I woke up to see you were gone, but in your head we'd been over so long.
This is an early demo too, y'all, so just keep that in mind.
Finally understand.
Wait, you're talking about Harrison or me? Harrison's 19?
Let go while I was making plans, and maybe I was too young to know. I played along as you put on your show.
Great low register.
And I don't know why I try to fix
Little organ in the background, little B3.
Maybe love just works that way.
Thank you for the follow.
I wish that I would have just listened when you'd play your fucking mind game.
I can hear that techno, 100%.
'Cause now I'm just a passing thought. Was there ever love at all? You said that you never lie, and now I'm sat here asking why. Didn't know where your heart was, couldn't figure out the meaning. Spending my days
great voice,
trying not
great
to
voice.
chase that feeling. And when all is said and done, you are always the one. And now I'm trying to make you fade away. 'Cause now I'm just a passing thought. Was there
Lower
ever
piano triad
love
and like
at
a low cello,
all?
be killer.
You said that you never lie, and now I'm sat here asking why you left me all those memories, why you picked up the book and turned
Yes, 100%. Get Kygo on this, or Tep.
Nothing, or just something. I'm glad you finally made your escape. Now I wish you were a passing thought.
Beautiful voice, man.
I hate that there was
Yeah,
love
Kygo would be
at
crazy.
all. You said that you'd never lie,
Really cool voice.
and now I'm sat here asking why.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Y'all, please show some love to Harrison Scott right here in the chat. Really, really, really nicely done, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful record. Love your voice so much. It's got so much weight, so much power. I mean, if you get into a place where we're able to just honestly take what you have here, take the decisions that you're making, take some of the production elements and just mold them a little bit. I don't think you need to like scratch this and reset. Like, I don't know what it is. This is just an early demo, whatever. Like, I think we take what you have, we reposition some things, restack some things, maybe simplify, maybe amplify some, portions of the structure. But this is really, 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 really well done, man. I mean, so fun. Okay, so this is F minor is the key that the song's in. So I want to talk about building out some of the production here a little bit and just where things are positioned, right? Right now, a lot of the keys are up here. Thank you for the follow, right? G sharp, D sharp, right? Everything sits kind of in this higher range right here, and then maybe the occasional low note from the piano, but we're relying on that piano to carry a lot of this, but there's not a lot of energy down there. I would actually recommend that you shift your progressions lower and support higher as necessary. Shocker's great. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that so much. Not requests. These are consultations, so it's not just you drop a song in the chat, but there is a full line for anyone that wants to submit their music for these consultations at the link in my bio, but you don't submit here in the chat. If I had more time, I'd ask to send it to me. Yeah, right, Tev. Yeah, that's always how it is. Okay, so let's get a little bit into this here, right? I'm gonna run it from the top. So I don't mind having this That's a good, like, simple, that's a great simple movement right there. A little faded vibes, a little ding, 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 ding. But you get it right. But I don't mind this early section right here. Nothing wrong with that. What I do think is that you'd probably get more emotion out of this if when you actually, the piano line, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. A little faded vibes. A little faded vibes just on that. The progression is the same number count on the progression, just slightly different movements there. If you think the piano is too robotic, it's a Logic VST, so I think it's obvious it's not a tracked piano. It is a little bit. There's some things that you can do. Here's what I would recommend, Harrison. I'll show you. I got you, man. I got you. I'm going to switch. I'm going to pull this up on Pro Tools really quick. I'm going to pull it up on Pro Tools really quick. It is a little bit. I'm going to put you on though. Do you have Labs by Spitfire Audio? I am not. I'm not sponsored by them. In fact, it's free, so it doesn't matter. I'm not sponsored by them. But let me know. Let me know if you already have Labs. The felt piano from Spitfire. Okay, let me see. Is it the soft piano? Let me see. Those are drums. D-Moore's in the building. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. I can't fully remember which is in. Okay, yeah, no worries. If you remember, fine, no worries. The reason why I was thinking this one is because specifically, I'm going to back this up. Don't do that. This is the free piano on Spitfire, so this is the soft piano. So what I like about this one, there is, I think, some other grand pianos and maybe felt pianos and stuff like that. This is the soft one. If you're looking for a more realistic sound, you can hear the hammers, you can hear the pedal lifts, you can hear some of the detuning at the higher ranges. It's not perfect. It's not perfect in any way. So if you want, a little bit more natural. It's not perfect. You're not getting, again, all of like the detuning and stuff like that. So if you're looking for, again, a little bit more of a natural sound, Noir and Ascend, Modern Grand, if they got dollars. Yeah, it all depends on budget. I mean, I have some expensive piano plugins and some free ones. I always try to offer free just because, NSX, what's up? I try to offer free first just so people have an idea of what's out there, so on and so on. But this one's free, right? Sounds a little bit more natural. Right, has a little bit more texture to it. The other thing, that would be sick, Tep. That would be so amazing. Okay, let me back. Although this shouldn't be a free one. I think I paid like $30 for it. It might be. Yeah, I mean, I know the Spitfire has their like Origin series or whatever it is, like their originals. It's like the little $30 packages, like Intimate Strings, Firewood Piano. I have a couple of those Spitfire ones there too. Some of it just has to do with the preset itself. It has to do with it. So here's one thing that I would say is I would, depending on what you're doing, yeah. What I would do is I would go with a really soft filtered piano here for this particular record. What's up, Kay? Welcome in. I appreciate you tapping in. So the one that I'm using here, Originals Intimate Grand Package. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. And it's not bad sounding. Part of it here, I'm going to go back to the song actually really quick. Focal headphones, 100%. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that on TikTok.
I woke up to see you were gone, but in your head.
So some of the rigidity that you're hearing is the simplicity here, right? Right? Of like really simple vocal or a really simple piano structure at the top. Chucky, thanks for the follow. Yeah, absolutely. We actually just heard a metal. The song right before this was a metal track. So yeah, any genre, any style. But it's because I think part of the simplicity of the piano structure here at the end. What I would love to hear is just more nuance, right? Having just like a little bit more nuance to the chords that are played so they don't feel too like rigid, too clean cut, right? A little bit of tension. Like even like having the seventh there gives it some tension that makes it feel less direct, less sterile, less rigid, right? So if you're using a decent piano, I mean, the Spitfire stuff is generally really, really good. A world away, thanks for tapping in. If you're on TikTok, type !submit in the chat, and the link will present itself to you if you're wanting to submit your music. If you're on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. Are the headphones EQ? No, they're just direct right now, just direct.
We'd been over so long.
So I want to hear that first melody again real quick.
Now I think I woke up to see you were gone, but in your head we'd been over so long.
So like I want to hear dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Having the lower piano, for me, a warm, dark, upright piano and a lower register, you know, an octave or two lower to where you currently have it, it allows for you to feel a lot more of the emotion of the song. It feels warmer, it feels darker, it feels more connected to the lower register of your vocal because there's no other instrumentation coming in yet. I would just start with bringing the plugin that you have down. Thank you for the follows, y'all, appreciate it. If you can just bring it down from here to that simplicity, to this. Just keep it like really easy and really, really low. It's going to warm up the whole thing. Let me go a little bit quicker here. I think that will take away some of the kind of rigidity of it a little bit as well. Equinox, I got you. Thank you so much, man. I mean, these are beautiful melodies, though.
You let go while I was making plans, and maybe I was too young to know.
And then what you can do, right? So for me, here's where I would shift just a little bit here. And what there's going to be submit a track. You submitted at the link. So type !submit, !submit, and the submission link will pop up for you. But you'll do it in the submission form so you can be in line with everyone else. Yeah, y'all got it. You got it. That makes sense. It sounds a lot better. Okay, so what I would do here, so to kind of explain the contrast that I'm hearing, right now we have really high piano and then you're supporting it with lower organs, right? So we have a lower organ here it starts to bring in yeah, you're good, of course. Bring in a little bit of mud and it kind of changes where you're feeling the progression because some of the notes just hold. You have like pedal tones where it's just holding on the organ. It's not always shifting exactly with the progression. The progression is shifting above it. So there's this like change in tension right there that I don't know if like moves with the song as much as you want it to. So what I would do is actually go, hello, Dud, or dude, I'm hoping it's dude. Don't call me a dud. Please listen. Excuse me. You'll find a funny chord there. Link in my bio if you want to submit. Link in my bio. I thought you were calling me a dud. Okay, really quick. So what I would do is I would shift, right? If you're going to do holding on the organ, which you have a beautiful, like kind of Hammond B3 kind of a style organ in the background. I love it. I mean, I think that sounds really nice. What I would do is shift your octaves. So as an example, if you push this all the way down, piano goes down here, right? Piano goes lower an octave, and then shift your organ up an octave, and then get like a nice like stereo Leslie on there, or like even just like a stereo modulator, stereo chorus or something on there as well. It'll sound nice and wide and washy, and it'll give you some movement there that I think will be really nice. But for me, like one of my gut instincts of this, of just making it feel more emotional, more warm, just easier to listen to and really well structured, is just changing the octaves of the different elements. Like I said, some of it just comes down to taking what you already have have there, the stuff that already exists in this mix, and molding it, right? Changing kind of what's happening a little bit. Because you have a great voice. I mean, it's interesting. Your texture, I think, is awesome. The progression is easy and it's simple. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if we can shift the energy, low, warm, emotional piano, higher glue at the top. I feel like also more movement in the piano chords could work as well, 100%. And I think you could probably start a little simpler. Like if you want to just start, and just keep it like really open, right? Don't do that. Like you could keep it really easy, and then you can, eventually go into more of a, like maybe on the hook. Like you can have a little bit more movement going into, maybe your hook, so it feels a little bit more interesting, right? And then you can layer that with some strings, layer that with some other stuff, right? Let's get a little deeper into the song. Last thing I want to mention as far as just changing that is what you want to do for your hook. Like you said, it's a little chorusy, right? Or chorusless, I think is the phrase that you used, a little chorusless. If we can shift that a little bit, I would love to. So let's dive a little bit deeper here into what is kind of the perceived chorus as well. Thank you for the follow. I love the organ though. I don't mind you keeping this super, super simple as long as things are positioned in a way that it feels it feels a little bit more connected, right?
And I don't know why I try to fix it. Maybe love just works that way. I wish that I would
beautiful intro here.
Listen when you play your fucking mind game.
Great voice. I mean, those are great lead-in melodies. This is where I would start your hook.
'Cause now I'm just a passing thought.
This is a great hook structure.
Was there ever love at all? You said that you never lied, and now I'm sat here asking why.
Yeah, really good songwriting. Here, okay, so two things. Last thing we'll say here, as far as structure on this vocal here, one thing, this song will get monotonous if it's the same progression all the way through. So if the whole thing ends up being, if it all ends up here, it's a beautiful melody, but I think if we stick in that progression for all of the verses, all of the hook, back to the verse, back to the hook, part of why I think for you it doesn't feel chorusy, like it feels chorusless, like there's not a really good hook structure, is because the sound design, your sound design choices, right, where the piano and the organ and stuff like that is so consistent, the progression is so consistent that it just doesn't separate itself enough. So what I'm curious about is if we just change the progression, maybe even we had a contrast where the progression sounded more happy and inspired, but the vocals are still really dark. You could start on the one in this case, so on like the G sharp, and as sudden as it passing thoughts, there's and then you're back here. And you're back to like the minor structure of the verse, but then the hook, it's like emotional. It's emotional. It's powerful. You have this brighter feel to it, but it's still like a really dark, emotional, a vocal structure and lyric structure. To me, it would just shift the energy. I just think if we're on the same progression, that's part of why it's not going to feel like a hook. Kayla, welcome in. Thanks for the thank you for the heart beats. I appreciate it. The hook structure is not going to feel separated enough from the rest of it here. Yeah, I agree. The same progression throughout gets pretty monotonous. Yeah, I think in the smallest change, you can start on the 4. Like you could, I mean, that's going 4, 5, 6, as opposed to starting on the 6 minor again. There's a lot of different ways you could do that to like very simply just wake up the progression. You know what I mean? So it's not the same thing each time. Infinite ways that you could go about it. What I do love are your lyrics and your melodies. Your lyrics and your melodies, fabulous. Love it. Yeah, I got you. Absolutely fat. So I wouldn't really touch that. Da, 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 da. I love those melodies. I think they're fantastic. I think they're very, very well formatted. They fit the song. So one of the main things I would change is just shift the energy from piano low organ high, fill with strings. I would love a low cello in there, some high strings over the top, specifically on the hook, maybe empty out for the verse, right? Some shifts in energy right there. And then if you can change the progression to whatever creatively and stylistically makes sense for you, you're gonna be, you're gonna be in a good space, man. You're gonna be in a good space. This is fantastic. We'd love you to listen to you. This is only for your music, Noonie. So if you're a producer, artist, musician, engineer, songwriter, whatever it may be, this is for your music specifically. So that's what the whole live structure is here. So if anyone wants to submit, it's at the link in my bio. Yeah, at the link in my bio. Okay, let's get a little deeper here. I will probably close the line here in just a little bit as well. Thank you for the follows, y'all. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to the bridge.
Was there ever love? You are always feeling. And when all is said,
And you can hear where the organ isn't changing chords right there. There's a lot of tension. So just make sure that your organ is either droning higher so it's not as much tension, or that it is following the chords. You can hear some of the mud and some of the tension between the chords right there.
chase that feeling. And when all is
Like the piano changed, but the organ didn't follow it. There's a couple little times that happens. Just double check those and you'll be fine. You'll be good.
was there ever love at all?
Get really specific with these melodies and make sure that like your first and second hook are pretty locked into what you're doing melodically. If you want to ad-lib over it with some changes or some harmonies, you definitely can. But I would make this core melody really consistent.
You said that you never lie. And now I'm sat here asking why you left me all those memories.
This is your bridge right here, right? I like this.
Why you left me all those memories. Why you picked
Thanks
up
for the
the
fun.
book and turned the page.
I would start bringing some harmonies in here. Like some like choral elements, like a harmony, some doubles of the vocals, that low bass comes in, more strings. This is where I would make this like incredibly cinematic. Even if you start the first half of the song with nothing but an organ and a low piano, I think this moment later on is where you can really expand this and open it up a little bit more. Some harmonies in the background, maybe some doubles of the vocal.
If we meant nothing or just something, I'm glad you finally made your escape. Now I wish you were a passing thought.
Yeah, it adds whatever you have, right? So if you, whatever you send it just boosted that same amount. So you're at 30 right now. If you send another 30, that's a 60, and it'll move you up automatically. It'll automatically go to the level of whatever's there in line. Okay, let me get into this last section. I really like your structure here. I think your bridge is good. What I would do is really lean into your dynamics, right? So here.
Oh, those Americans, why you picked up the book and turned the page. If we meant nothing or just something, I'm glad you finally made your escape. Now I wish you were.
So like I would leave this here, right? So like, and let this breathe a little bit here. So I really do like your hook. I like the structure. Escape, and then hold. Let it rest, and then. Again, if we're making up that there's a change in progression. So like allow this. You like build up the energy right here for the bridge, and then let it flow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And like maybe one more hook, you build it up again. Cello comes back in, bass comes back in. I think you have an opportunity there to give it some space and a little bit more movement. I mean, it's less than a 3-minute song for how slow of a song it is. I think you definitely have some space to open this up a little bit. So I would keep your bridge largely as it is because I really like it. Keep it largely as is. and then bring it down, let it settle for like another 4 counts, let it resolve a little bit more. Thanks for the follow. Let it resolve a little bit more, and then come back into maybe like a low hook, high hook, just to really climax the song, right? Keep it low for one of them with a different progression, and then, or with the same different progression for the hook, and then build up on the very, very last one to be a really powerful, really anthemic final hook there, if that makes sense. Hopefully structurally all of that makes sense. But man, I love what you're doing. Seriously, I think you're fantastic, man. So talented, so creative. Extra bigger fourth chorus of it. Yep, I think so. Because for me, a lot of this is going to come down to dynamic range. Shane, don't spam the chat. If you spam the chat, you're going to get muted. I've seen the comment a bunch of times. If you want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. Don't submit here in the chat. I don't want you to get muted. I really like your structure here. So for me, it's going to come down to dynamic range and changes in progression. Because if you have a beautiful thing, even if you have a beautiful thing too often, it can become monotonous, right? So these are great progressions. There's nothing wrong with it. But if it's the whole time, it's gonna get monotonous. You have a great vocal register, great energy, great structure, but if it's too much of that same register and the same progression and the same movement, it will then become monotonous, even if it sounds amazing, even if it's fantastic lyrics. So if we can shift progression for the hook specifically, maybe it's fine for the bridge, but shift it for the hook, and then optimize your dynamics a little bit more. Jixer, thanks for the follow. Optimize those dynamics a little bit more so it feels tighter and more vulnerable, more emotional when it's low, and more anthemic and more powerful and more cinematic when it's high. I think the more you can optimize for those different dynamics, you're going to be in a fantastic place. Man, I'm excited for you. Seriously, you have an awesome voice. You have a genuinely, really, really, really fantastic voice. So y'all, please show some love to Harrison right here in the chat. I think you're amazing. I think you're absolutely fantastic. Y'all give it up one more time, and give it up for Harrison right here, man. Appreciate what you do. Absolutely love the energy you put into your music. Let's keep the music going. If you want to check the line and see where you're at, it is at the link in my bio. Just go to the submission page, and then you'll see the queue right there. You can always see where you're at, see the order, see the line, see all that good stuff. We got Equinox in the building. We got D Moore, I see you. Vadis, I see you. House of Serena and Siegfrieda, I got you up on the board ready to go. So I'm gonna go quick. So I'm gonna try to move through these at a decent pace here. So we got Equinox up next. Let's get into it. All right, this is on Spotify. So Equinox, talk me through the details. Really quick. We got War by Equinox. Instrumental, My Voice Sucks. Okay, let's go. Let me see if there's any notes here. This is my exploration into darkwave dubstep. Ooh, I love darkwave. RIP to the king. This is my exploration into darkwave dubstep with electric guitar. Okay, but this is all you? I got hooked on synth after buying a Moog Messenger in December. Dude, I almost got one, Equinox. I mean, you can see I've got a bunch of random stuff in here. I almost pulled, the other day, pulled the trigger on a Grandmother. I already have the Poly D, which kind of scratches the itch of, a solid mono synth, kind of mini Moog clone or whatever. I was this close, and I have probably 3 or 4 other mono synths, so it's not like I'm really missing it, but I almost pulled the trigger on a Grandmother, and I needed to order something else. I needed to order some other gear for the studio, and I was like, I can't do it now. I got to prioritize some other things here in the studio. I was getting some cymbals for the drum set instead. I'll get ahead on now. Have a good night. Hey, thanks so much, Harrison. I appreciate you a lot, man. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, the Poly's great. I love it. It's broken right now, so I'm waiting on Sweetwater sending me another one, but it's backlogged for like 9 months. So I've already been waiting since like April for my new Poly D to come in, and I'm gonna have to wait probably till October still for the next one to come in. So I'm gonna try to just fix this one myself and sell it. It's so annoying. It's been broken for months. I hate it. I used it all the time. Inline distortion circuit went out. Rocker switch broke. No one will fix it. And I was under warranty, so Sweetwater's replacing it for free, which is great, and they're gonna let me keep it. So I'm gonna try to just jump it. I'm gonna try to bypass it myself because it's inline. So if your distortion circuitry goes out, it's dead. The whole synth is dead because it's all inline circuitry, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to just jump it. I'm going to open it up and see if I can just bypass it and jump it and then just like sell it cheaper and then get the new one in here. I'll be ready to go. It'll be fun. Okay, let's get into it. Anyways, this is War by Equinox, but yeah. I'm going to, let me see, guitar for 32 years. Let's go. I got hooked on synth. Okay, beautiful. Let's dive in, man. Let's dive in. Guitars for 32 years. Fantastic. Is that the distorted synth early on? Link in my bio. You're down-tuned. Down-tuned to the B, right? Or I'm sorry, to the A. From the B to the A on the 7. Yeah. Great lead melody. Great lead melody. Thanks for the follow. Link in my bio. Link in my bio. Love the auto pan. Auto pan's great. The ping pong. Nice wall. The link right above you. Link right above you. Thank you. You could definitely get vocals on this. What's up, AKA? Yeah. Yeah. It's expanded, you can tell. Killer. Absolutely killer. Y'all, show some love. Show some love. That is War by Equinox. And for those of you who like what you hear, that song is out on all platforms. Go show it some love and support. Go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist. Go follow on DSPs, so on and so on. Show some love. Show some love. Has a lot of side. Yeah. Let's talk about that really quick. Okay, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Thank y'all for the follows. Yeah, if you're on TikTok and you want to submit, it's linked in my bio, but I'm going to close the lines here in just a little bit. We've already been on for about 2 hours, and I still have a good handful of music I got to get through today. But I will probably close the line here in the next couple songs or so. But lines currently are still open, but just keep in mind, I'll limit to here in just a moment. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Y'all, please show some love to Equinox. I said I can't sing. Equinox, find someone who can. I mean, we've had a couple great metal artists here. Okay, sounds good, Baddest. We've had a couple great metal artists, even today. When we had a fantastic female vocal earlier. Why can't I remember the name now? Find someone else to get on it, man. Do splits, put it out there. You reach their audience as well. They're posting content about it. You're posting content about it. Get someone on, man. Get someone on. Not even necessarily this song, but obviously it's such a great way for you to reach other audiences and expand your exposure on social platforms, so on and so on. But man, y'all show some love. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's run it from the top. Nice rolling bass. It's time for Equinox. Okay, so really quick, one of the few things, this is a pretty decent balance to this mix, man. I'm not mad at a lot of that I'm hearing here. One of the things to me, someone mentioned it over on Twitch, actually, is when I completely agree. in the stereo field, as far as the way that you're processing width and stuff like that, there is some phase issues. There is some collapse that's happening, as well as some what I would just consider over expansion of the stereo field, where the middle of the mix gets a little bit hollow. I'm assuming maybe on the master side, because it does sound like it's affecting guitars and drums, and the bass kind of hollows out a little bit. I'm assuming somehow, somewhere on the master side, either you have really expanded mid-side processing or some Haas effect kind of like stereo width, so on and so on, right? So maybe there's like ozone widener. There's some, was it SP1 or PS1 or whatever it is on from Waves. There's some kind of stereo widening that's happening on the master. But what's happening? Some of the stuff is made with, I don't think so. It's super gated and super saturated, but I think most of that is just the, there is some artifact, right? There is some high-end excitement there. I've been using Ozone 8. Okay, I got you. So that is probably what we're talking about. Yeah. I think that's probably what we're talking about. So there's some stereo widening that's happening right there. The result of that stereo widening is a hollowness in the middle of the mix, right? So all of this brick wall of frequency has been pushed super, super wide, and it's really, really open. But now the middle of the mix feels kind of hollow, and everything else feels really exaggerated. So the bass, it's like you can hear the bass is there. I can hear the drums like should exist in the middle, but I don't feel them. Nothing hits me in the chest, right? Because they've all been kind of pushed out of the way. Y'all don't spam the chat. If you want to submit, it's at the link in my bio, but don't spam the chat. You won't get heard that way. Just make sure that you submit at the link in my bio. But yeah, now the middle of the mix is hollowed out, so we actually don't get any of that energy kind of hitting you right in that center channel. If you are going to, now for one, I would prioritize your panning and positioning and your stereo optimizations track by track, positioning them where you want them, tasteful processing, mid-side on your buses to take some center energy out and, push it a little bit wider, whatever you need to do to get the width that you're looking for. Try to do that more individually, not on the master as much as possible. If you are going to do some stereo optimizations on the mastering side, I would highly suggest that it is very strategically multi-band. If it's not, then you're taking the entire frequency spectrum and just pushing it wide. You're changing the timing, right? Especially like Haas, right? You're going to be changing the timing and positioning and like color of these tracks so they feel very separate, right? They're kind of both way on the outside, but you don't feel that they feel disconnected now, right? And so I would be very, very strategic with how you do that. Multi-band is going to be the best way to do it if you're not doing that already. Just something about pulling the low end. Yeah, exactly, right? So what I would probably do with Ozone, and I have Ozone, and you can use it strategically, is have probably 3 or 4 bands, right? Like let's say 150 hertz and below, you don't even touch, it's right in mono. All of your subharmonics are going to be right in mono, nothing there. 150 hertz to let's say like 600 hertz, 150 to 600 or 700 hertz. If you need to optimize, you want to open up the lower double tracked rhythm guitars that are really deep, you go 5%. You know what I mean? 5. And then at the top end, you want it to feel nice and wide and super crazy. Then you go up 10%. I mean, subtle is the name of the game. If your panning is good, if your structure is good, your color, your technique, your double tracking is great, you really don't have to do a whole lot to make it feel incredibly wide and incredibly dynamic. So this is your second release killer. I recommend putting span on the master. It has a mono and side mode there. You can see how much side information you have. Yeah, Ozone does too. Ozone with the vector, I think it's the vector scope. There's visualizers for all of that. And you can go between mono and stereo and get kind of an image of exactly how it's affecting all those different elements right there. Still the mastering guy, but my reference track for him are basically done. He gets mad trying to find how to improve. There you go. I don't double track. Okay, that might be another thing. Is double tracking your guitars. Because again, same thing's going to happen. What it sounds like to me, if you're not, Prophet, thank you so much for the follow. If you're not double tracking, then what's probably happening is you are duplicating, right? If you're or just adding chorusing or doublers, whatever it may be, right? If you're trying to get that width, you're then overcompensating for not double tracking in order to, artificially and digitally create as much width as you can in the track. And that's where you're getting the phase collapse. That's where you're getting the hollowness in the middle of the mix, so on and so on, right? What I would recommend is double tracking every single time, especially for rock, doubler on the same track, specifically with metal, specifically with heavy stuff like this, to me, it is a necessity that you double track, because one of the only ways that you are going to perceive this width and these changes in dynamics, these changes in color and texture and timing and stuff like that, is by double tracking, right? If you duplicate, even if you shift timing or you're doubling, right? And if you add a doubler, it's gonna like lightly change a stereo doubler will like lightly change the timing for you really briefly, but it's so close to the same information that it just doesn't feel wide, because there's no change in information from one side to the other that is telling your brain that there's changes in timing, changes in color and texture. There's not different information, largely speaking. There's not different information. And the way that your brain is going to perceive perceive that width, especially with a 100 pan, stereo track like this, is by very minute changes in color and texture and timing, right? So I would highly, highly recommend that you at least double to quad track those rhythm guitars. Make them heavy, use inversions, slightly change the tone or the movement on one side, slightly change the tone and the movement on the other, and I can almost assure you the mix will triple in width to you, and you won't have to pull the energy out of the middle of the track. You can keep it a lot more tied in. Torvik will tell me how wrong that is. It didn't come through. It didn't come through, Vadis, whatever you said. Let me know how I can submit for link in my bio, Prophet. Link in my bio. ABC, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Unknown, thank you for tapping in, and thank you for the follow as well. Thank you for hopping in the chat. I appreciate you getting here. Thank you for the follow on TikTok as well. Yeah, link in my bio, Zodiac. Link in my bio. Yeah, it didn't come through, Vadis. An important 300 hertz area is dangerous. It can mask the whole track. It sounds muddy and blurry. If you use reverb, try to make it less wide in the mix. Sidechain. The chat's moving. Hold on. So if the element plays at reverb is low and off at the end of phase. Yeah. You can definitely sidechain the reverb to whatever tracks you feel like need to be interruptive there as well. A nice and clean way to get stuff stereo is that you put a delay on it. So, source sound is left or right, and then no 20 minutes. Yeah, 100%. Purchase the view email. Do I just wait now? Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Unknown, you did it through. Let me see if I got you in here real quick. Let's see, D-More, I got you. Vadis, I got you. House of Serene, Sigfrida. Wait, Unknown, which how did you submitted on Oxcord? I'm not seeing the submission. If you said you paid for one, let me just double check real quick, and then we'll get back into it. You should be able to see it in line. You can check the line. Thank y'all for the follows. I really appreciate it. Thank you on TikTok. Paid on the website. Let me see. That's not where you submit, but let me just see. Let me see what's going on here. Real quick. And y'all, I will close up the line here in just a minute. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's not the submission. So the submission is if you type !submit. Yeah. That's not. Is that still on the website? Hold on, y'all. Let me correct this real quick. I'll get you on there. Yeah, !submit. That's where it is right there. Here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna double check for you really quick. I'll pull that up. Let me just see. I got you. Here's what I want you to do, Unknown. I'll correct it for you, Unknown. Submit for free through that link. So go to Oxcord right there, submit for free, and then I'll boost you the 10 so that it's recorrected. Yeah, I'll do it myself. But yeah, that submission form right there is where you'll typically go. Okay, Unknown, or not Unknown, Equinox. Let's get back into it. I feel that. You can even right there, you can hear the phasing. You can hear the guitar kind of oscillate a little bit, right? You can kind of hear it move in and out of the mix a little bit as it's like in and out of phase, right? And a lot of that is just due to the widening / doubling that's happening, right? So like what's happening is like we have a double that's changing the timing like this, right? So the doubler on the guitar, but then we have a widener with like a Haas effect or something like that, and that's changing the timing the other way. So you actually hear the guitar kind of modulate and like oscillate back and forth like this. That's creating this kind of this breathing that's happening in the mix where it kind of feels too wide, but it feels hollow, right? All that's happening at the same time. That's why I really want to lock in on your double tracking. That to me is going to transform the amount of openness that you get in the mix right there. There's a little bit on that lead synth right there. I can hear some of the artifact that you're talking about, okay? There's a little bit at the top right there, but I'm pretty sure because you can hear the same synth do other things that doesn't have that texture. I think it might just be driven. I'm not positive. Or in Equinox, you could let us know too. If you used any like generative stuff on any of the synths or anything like that, let me know. But nothing on the bass, nothing on the like the drums and stuff. Those are all programmed in. Those are all programmed in. So like the vast majority of this doesn't have any of that artifact on it. It is highly processed, which is typical of like this more progressive stuff. But like highly processed, super gated, chopped, all very quantized, so on and so on. By the way, are those Focals? Yeah, they are. They are Focal Clear MGs. Focal Clear MGs. I love it. I love them. I think they're the best headphones you can wear. I love them so much. Been thinking of copying those or Audi's LCD. The Audis are great. I have a buddy of mine that has had some for a while, and they love them. They love them, I love them, but I'm obsessed with these. I cried. This is stupid and this is cheesy. I literally like cried the first time that I heard them. They're nuts. They're nuts. I was going between these or the Neumann NDH30s, which is the open back version that they have of the NDH20s, which are closed. They're half the price of these, and those were also fabulous. Those were also really good, especially on the vocals, especially on the production side. They were just not as open and not as accurate and seamless of a sound stage as the Focals were. Oh, don't get the Neumanns. I liked them. I mean, there's a taste thing too, right? There's some people that have different. Obviously, there's people that are going to love like the Focal trios. People that are going to love the Barefoots. People that are going to love the ATCs or the PMCs and like so on and so on. Like everyone's going to have a different taste. I know people that love the Neumanns. They're obsessed with them. They have adapted to them. They absolutely adore them. They can wear them for hours and hours and hours, and they love them. And so, I mean, it's just a taste thing, right? Same thing with these. I mean, these are $1,500 headphones. So it's like, I would say the same thing to most people with these. Like, you probably shouldn't get these unless you make money with those headphones. You know, like it's not going to be the smartest decision for most people. But if it makes sense for you, go for it. Buyer DT said, yeah, I have I don't have them in the room right now. I have them in the other room right now because I was working out there for a little bit. But I have DT770 Pros. I have HD280 Pros, the Sennheisers. The DT770s are great. That's what I use for tracking. So if I'm tracking vocals, tracking guitars, tracking live drums, I use the DT770s. I used to have a pair of M50Xs, the ATHs, the Audio Technicas. I had the M50Xs for years before they broke, and it just wasn't worth fixing them. But yeah, the M50s are great. If I didn't have the DT770s, the Biodynamics, I would probably have the M50s for tracking and stuff like that. They're great for tracking instrumentation. I have the HD800s. They suck out of the box. I EQ them because they are comfy. I mean, yeah. If you ever get a chance to try these, man, I have worn these. I wouldn't recommend this. It's not healthy. But I've worn these for, like nearly a full day straight with like barely any breaks at all. They're so comfortable. Just high quality aluminum casing. The drivers are so incredibly accurate. Like, they're amazing. All right, let's get a little deeper here. Nice. Yeah. Check out the link in my bio. If you want to see the line, it's at the submission. It's true. It's about the user of the tools. We all. What's up, Kevy? It's all about function. That's what I talk about that all the time, Kay, because it's so true, right? Like I have super cheap stuff and I have nicer stuff, right? Like I have, I love my Juno 106. I love my DX7, but I also love my like cheap Behringer like K2 I got up here for like $150, right? I love my M147 tube. I love, some of my other Neumanns that I've used before, some other mics I've bought and sold. I also love my 57. I also love just like cheap, like I love these like, what's it, like a 906 or whatever this is. Like I love just like the cheap stuff too, the things that just do their job, their tools. That's all they are. The price of the item has nothing to do with your ability to execute it, right? The 50s, yeah, dude. I've got a couple 57s. I got a right angle 57 for my snare. I love that. Actually, a buddy of mine made it, cut it up and made it himself and gave it to me as a gift. He's like, here, I got this. I love it. So to me, like when I'm miking like the Vox AC15 down here, right? The price of the mic that I'm using has nothing to do with what I'm doing, right? The 57 for me, miking the Vox, is a better option than a $3,600 microphone, right? It's about like what that tool does and what its characteristics are. I don't care that the 57 is $100 and this is $3,700. I prefer the tonal qualities and the characteristics that I'm getting from using a 57 on it. Just the amount of information that I'm getting, the tone that comes through. And so that to me is it all completely has to do with your ability to utilize that tool and why you're using that tool, right? It's why I have different microphones, right? It's why I have, a large diaphragm tube condenser. It's why I have, SM7Bs. It's why I have 57s and 58s and other, dynamic or condenser microphones. It really just comes down to like, what are you trying to get out of what you're using? And if there's another tool that does a better job at it and does an objectively really high quality job at it and you want that thing, sometimes it's cheap, sometimes it's expensive, but it doesn't have to do necessarily with the price. I wanted to break in my Mason Mark. Ooh, let's go. My keyboard is a Key Station 88 from M Audio. It's literally just an 88K mini piano, no speakers or on it. 100%, dude. 100%. It's a toolbox. Facts. Okay, let's get a little deeper here. Main thing I want you to focus on is that stereo imaging, because that to me, you're double tracking, you're processing the phasing that's happening. That will transform the way you feel a track. So beyond even the things that you're playing, the tonal, decisions that you're making with your plugins, with your amps, with your VSTs, with your processing, the gating, all of that stuff. If there's an issue with the way that is then presented in the mix, then you're going to have issues that you can't mitigate, right? So that's why I want you to focus probably 90% of your attention on building that out and making sure that what you're doing within that stereo field and what you're doing with your panning structure, your doubling versus duplication, whatever you're doing there, I want to make sure that is as clean and as clear as possible, because you will feel this song 10 times heavier by really, really opening that up. All right, let me get to the last section here really quick. Hey, welcome in. Good to see you. Because there's good stuff here. I don't mind. I don't mind one bit at all. There's some great things that are happening here. It's powerful. It's punchy. I like it a lot. But I want to feel it more, and a lot of that's going to have to do with the phase stuff that we're talking about. Y'all show some love, man. Show some love. That is Equinox EDM right here in the chat. If you like what you hear, go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist. Go show them some love and support, man. Beautifully, beautifully done. Obviously, you're very, very talented. So I'm excited that is out on Spotify. That song right there we just heard is out on Spotify right now. I'm very excited to hear the potential of your music, because obviously you're a talented producer. You're obviously a talented guitarist. You know what you're doing. I would love for you to get some vocals on here. If you have the chance in the near future to get someone on there, I think it would be so fun to hear what a vocal could do on there. But man, y'all, please show some love. Show some love. All right, let's see. Libby, thank you for the heartbeat. I appreciate it. Let's get into the next couple tracks. We are officially closing the line. If you are in line, you can move around, you can skip, you can go faster, so on and so on. But we're getting into the last couple tracks here of the night. We got Vadis in the building, Halloween project for 2026, The Coven. Let's go. It's spooky season, baby. Good. Unknown. Let me see. Let me get you where you're at here. Let me double check. Oh, damn, it's a long line. Okay. Jesus. Brutal. Okay. Let me get that up. I got you, Unknown. I appreciate you. So I got you in the right spot there. I'm going to try to go through these in a decent pace here. Just a quick, no, you're totally good. No worries. We'll be on again tomorrow. So if you would like to get your music heard, if you didn't get heard today, if you didn't get a chance to skip, or you didn't get a chance to get yourself heard, or you didn't even submit at all, but you want to, we will be live again tomorrow early afternoon. So definitely make sure that you're following, make sure that you are subscribed, so on and so on. Definitely make sure that you're tapped in. Okay, really quick, just a quick reminder that just Central Time. Let's say 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time-ish. 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time-ish. I do these live streams when I finish the rest of my work for the day and I finish my sessions in the studio. So it really is just going to kind of depend. It varies a little bit, but I try to just do it after I finish, whatever mix, production, session stuff I have for the day. It'll usually, I would say, about 2 or 3 p.m. Central. Quick reminder, just really quick. If you did submit, if you paid for a consultation and you do not get heard tonight, sometimes that happens. Whether you have to leave, you got to sleep, you got to work, you got to, eat or anything like that. You leave for any reason, or if I get off at the end of the night and your consultation has not been heard, then I will always make sure, for one, to save it for the next one, as well as give you a boost. So just as a kind of a reminder, let's say you submitted a 10 today, just in case. I'm going to try to get through as many of these as I can, but I also got to rest my ears. I've been listening to music for like 12 hours today. So just as a quick reminder, if I don't get to your song at the end of the night, let's say you submitted a 10 today and you can't get heard, I will make sure to save that. And then the next time that you come in, whether it's tomorrow or a week from now or whenever, if you come in again, just let me know that you're here. I'll have you submit for free and I'll boost you to 15. I'll always, at any time that I have to save your song, I will boost you the next time. I'll make sure that you get more credit on the board so that you can get, a little bit farther ahead, maybe skip a few more people, so on and so on. Okay. Kind of cheat code after working, getting more ideas, inspiration through random people's submissions. Yeah, it's fun. It's such a great space. It's such a powerful community too. I mean, just amazing musicians and producers. I mean, the networking is amazing. There's so many people that are so talented, so creative, so many opportunities for people to network and collaborate and find vocalists for producers and producers for vocalists. It's awesome, man. It's just a great space. It's a great space. Give me a song title so I can find you. There are a bunch of Equinox. Yeah, 100%. Kiss and tell. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right. More traditional sense of Wicca, not the scary Hollywood witches. Think A Discovery of Witches or American Horror Story Coven. Okay, got you. Storyboard, part 1, Discovery. I need to add a campfire sound to this, so that's still coming. Part 2, Invitation, starts in this clip. Latin invitations, essentially chanting Welcome Home. Part 3, Awakening, we go big, you know my style. All right, this is The Coven by Vadis. Vadis, drop some stuff in the chat. Let people know what you're doing. But let's get into it, man. Is this for sync, Vadis? Is this already for like a placement? Like a prompt for this? I wish it was. Okay, cool. I already like it. Just having fun. Hell yeah. Worth it. I love that fade out right there. That clarifying is beautiful. There is a free line, Jay, but we're closed up here. I need to put on my sign. Sorry, thanks for the reminder, actually. This is cool, man. Love the tension between those vocals. I got you. I'll boost you 2K. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for tapping in. Yeah, unknown. Literally, just let me know next time that you hop in. Just, hey, I'm here. I came in yesterday. Submit for free, and I'll boost you up. Love the flutter in the background too. Man, y'all, show some love. Show some love. What a great soundtrack. Like, what a great score, man. I'm on 2-week hiatus because VST. Hell yeah. Haven't been able to do too much, man. You've been going through hell and back with your plugins, man. Y'all, man, show some love. Show some love. That's the family. That's the Coven by Vadis. I want you to build. Yeah, you got him back to do that. Yeah. I want a full album of remix. That's what I'm saying. I want you to do more on this, man. That was 3.5 minutes. That felt like 90 seconds to me. I want that to go on for like another 2 minutes, and I want you to like do an upright bass. I want you to bring in like some low texture, like a really low like bass cello. I would love to bring in a couple other little layers in here, add some tension, maybe even like a piano line underneath. I don't know if you ever watched Game of Thrones, but Light of the Seven. Light of the Seven is a score that reminds me of that a little bit as well. We're closed for today. But we'll be live again tomorrow. Some Glockenspiel will go crazy. Facts. Should end up like 9 to 10. A whole EP should end up like 9 to 10 minutes. Yeah, man. Bill, go longer. 9, a couple songs for an EP. Yeah. Like I want to open it. Okay, well, let's back it up. Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. It's beautiful, and I love everything about it. Everything that you have here so far, I'm a fan of. I don't think you need to like change a lot of what's happening here. I love what it's doing. I love what the vocals are doing. It does feel eerie. It has this poppiness to it that I think is really, really cool. I do agree that you could go a lot of different movements. Part 3 notes, brass, gravity, organ, glitch to full orchestra. Okay, so this one's part 2. Is this song is just part 2? Is that what you're saying? Just so I know kind of like what the format of what I'm listening to. This is part song. Okay, this is part 1. So there's going to be part 3 that leads in a lot of other different drugs. Okay, got you. That makes sense. And like 10 seconds of part 2, transitional elements, right? All right. In my opinion, if people know how to make music, don't understand rules and normal things, just do whatever's in your head. Facts. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's get into it, man. Exactly. A little Squid Games vibes. The staccato vocal. I love those stutters in the background. I love it. I mean, this is right up your alley, Retrack. Love the way it moves dry. Just a low piano. This is nice, man. Hans Zimmer will go crazy on. Oh, facts. Absolutely. It's good. I feel the same way, Kay. I feel the same way. I just like it. I mean, I'm like trying to think of like, okay, where this goes. What I'm really intrigued of, 100%, Demore, 100%. I'm really intrigued with where this is going to go with some of the other tracks that you're working on as well. The other tracks that you're working on as well, because it's so. In my head, I ask, so yeah, exactly. In my brain, I'm like, ooh, what about, having the, like having all this other fun stuff, right? Like in my brain, I'm like, what else? What else could happen? But the structure of it is so good. What I'm kind of finding the nuance in right now is my gut reaction of wanting to like look for things that could be changed. What I feel now is not that. What I feel now is I just want to play music. I just want to be involved with. I just want to be in the song, right? You're really helping us kind of be immersed in that space and immersed in that world, which I think is fantastic. I love his reaction. Same thing, I just messing with the chords. Dude, 100%. No, I love this. I'm going to back it up a little bit. I love this, man. Yeah, like to me, it is just easy to listen to. I don't think you need to do too much to this. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it. Yeah, if y'all are ever interested in reaching out for production, that is what I do full time. I work full time as a producer, engineer, and session musician. So that's what the space is for. That's what I do full time. So if you ever need those services, just shoot me a message. Instagram's probably the best way to get a hold of me, just because it's better organization for messages over there. I can be really bad about messaging sometimes. I try to do my best. The ADHD is brutal for me, so I'll like finish this live and then 70 things other get my attention. So I'm sorry if I'm bad about messaging y'all, but I will do my best. But yeah, if you're ever interested in any of those services, so I track. I'm in the process right now of redoing the studio, so it's or a lot of just rerouting and plugging some stuff in here. So I will the next like week or so. I'm a little bit out of commission, just redoing a bunch of stuff. Like none of this is on right now, just because I'm resetting a bunch of stuff up. So, but I'll be open up for projects after that. I got you. I can noodle, Vadis. Harpsichord would be fire. I want to wait for the resolve. And then go low G. Yeah, having like the low, hold on. Having in the low. Anyways, having the walk down. It's such a great texture. Rose, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate. Okay, let me back it up here a little bit. See what I do. Okay, got you. Beautiful. Hold the C pass. Hold the C pass. Which one? Halftime. Oh, wait. Double time, halftime. Wait, which one? Because there's two. Which one? Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to fill this out, man. I want to follow through my kind of see how it touches. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, if you keep it open for a little while, it'll allow you to. Hopefully, it'll let you. The root G minor downbeat holds as the vocals go down. Hold the C. I'm getting confused. My brain's not functioning. Hold the C past. Hold the C past one more. It's double time. It's half time. G minor for 2 measures. The root G minor downbeat holds as the vocal go down. I think I hear what you're saying. Hold on. Hold on. Waiting for this to come in. I'm not understanding what you said in the chat there. I'm getting confused. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not even what we're here for. I was like, it's maybe my brain is just not. If you need a filler between root G minor and the second C minor, use F sharp. I think I'm getting confused with the first couple things that you were saying in there. It's throwing me off. And my brain is not. It's not in its comprehension mode right now for that. All right, let me get into this outro here. I was like, man, I don't know. Between the halftime and the 2 measures and the double time, my brain said nope. It was like, hold on. Yeah, I think that's because there's tension between a lot of the chords, right? You know what I mean? Like there's all this tension between those layers. So it is hard because there is no true like root that's carrying all the way through. It pops to the vocal. There's the choir there. But I think that's what I like. I think, and that's probably what's like even confusing and like trying to figure out that progression and stuff too, is that there isn't like a really clear, there's a lot of tension and dissonance, but there's not like a really, really clear root. You get a little bit more of it when the choir comes in. But the whole thing feels like it's, and I mean this in a good way. It feels like kind of unstable. It feels like I'm not positive where this is going to go. I'm not positive where the ground is with this because there's times where you have like an extra measure. There's times where it holds longer than you'd think. It's not just like strict 4 all the way through. It feels really interesting and really simple, actually structurally, but also very complex in the way that it makes you feel, which I think is amazing. I think it's amazing. Ralph Dan said, I hate myself when it came to part 3. I mean, I'm buckling up for part 3, man. I'm buckling up to part 3. Let's run this last part here, man. It is beautiful. I don't want you to change a single thing about this. I want it to flow. I want you to put this to scenes from honestly, man, what would be great for you is like House of the Dragons is really popular right now. Like put this to some scenes put this to Scenes of House of the Dragon and just take out their music and then put this behind it and just like see what happens. You never know what kind of traction you could get by just making it do what it does. Like, if you want to get scores, if you want to get, movement for it, try to put it behind some stuff. Is that a Torvik first? No changes? I mean, yeah, I don't think there's anything about this that needs to be adjusted. It's good, man. I mean, it's so simple. And here's the thing, it's intentional. This is what like matters more than anything. It's intentional. I think what you have in this very simple production is doing exactly what you have intended it to do. And I think a lot of where there's like a lot of changes that might need to be done in people's songs is like they have an idea for something, they have a perspective on something, and what they're actually producing and how they're mixing and how they're processing doesn't line up with what they're saying they're trying to get, right? Like, I want a clean, polished, modern pop mix, and it's super muddy, super distorted, everything's clipping, right? It's not lining up, so we have to do all these changes to make it line up. In this case, like seeing your vision for it and understanding what you're talking about in the chat as well, and then listening to the record, like this record, as simple as it is doing exactly what you wanted to do, man. I mean, I think it sounds fantastic. Let's listen to the end. We'll move on to our last couple tracks, but man, this is so beautifully done. I love this so much, man. I would love if this was a score in a show. It's so cool, man. The balance of all of this is great. Just the right amount of reverb. Dude, I love it. I'm a fan. I love the hybrid of really raw vocal structure and then like chops and stutters in the background. It's interesting, man. It's really cool. Very, very cool, man. I love it. I'm such a fan, dude. I can't wait to hear more. Man, my wife, you know Libby, but like we love fall, we love spooky season, we love stuff like this, man. This is such a cool. I mean, you start putting this to content, you start creating some like really interesting structures and stuff like this, dude. It could blow up like nobody's business just because of that feel, just because of the aesthetic. It's so well done, man. Y'all give it up for the family. Vadis right here in the chat. You know I love what you do, man. On the new VSCs that finally, dude, isn't it so great when it's built in? There was a plugin. What was I using the other day? It might have been the Stage 73 with the Rhodes. Yes, 100% retry. Ooh, 100%. Like get this on Severance season 3. Come on, you can imagine a retrack. Severance season 3 with this as the intro with some weird animations. The dude's head turns into a balloon and falls into the floor, and then they're on the other side of the whatever. Like put that underneath like a really interesting, like weird kind of twisted show. That would be so cool. That'd be so cool, man. You never know. Literally, Peaky Blinders, dude. Anything. It's got so much potential. Literally, the person that they found to do the animation for Severance, for their initial intros, and I think they did all of them now. They literally found on Instagram. I think. Why can I think of? I can't think of the name. The guy that directed it, obviously popular actor. I just can't. Brain's not doing what it wants to do right now. But anyways, the guy that directed or whatever, he literally just like was scrolling on Instagram and found him, and the guy ended up doing all of their intros and stuff like that. It was just crazy. So you never know. That's what I'm saying. Post the stuff. Don't hold it back. Don't just release to platforms. Like post about it a lot. You quite literally never know. It's pretty similar to the Stranger Things. The guys who scored Stranger Things, they were just literally found in like a dive bar on like some synthwave night or something like that, and they got picked up by one of the biggest shows on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm telling you. It's like, dude, just get this stuff out there. Post about it. Put yourself underneath the content. Like. You never know what's going to happen, man, but it only happens if you put it out there. That's like the uproar of people telling Nintendo to hire the guy that's been making Ocarina and Unreal 5. I mean, done literally. And it happens. It actually happens, man. That's what's crazy. But y'all show some love. Really quick, y'all. Demore, hop in the chat. Demore, let me know that you're here. I see you in the list, so I know you're here. My ears got 2 more songs in me. That's what I got, y'all. I got 2 more songs in me. Otherwise, my ears are going to start ringing. So the last 2 that get saved today, because a couple songs will be saved today, I will save y'all's and we will boost it next time. excuse me, we'll boost yours next time. So the next time that you come in, you'll submit for free, and I'll add extra to whatever you sent in as well to make sure you get a bit of a boost. You can go a little bit faster next time as well. But I only got two more in me. My ears are going to start messing me up a little bit here. All right, let's get into these last couple here. All love to Vadis. Appreciate you so much. We got Sun Kiss by Demore. With Soul Rebel Marley and Lexi Scatina. Let's get into it. I've been sitting on the song for a year, and I'm looking for mixing and mastering feedback before it officially gets released. Let's get it. Let's get it. Has it already been, you're looking for feedback on that, has it already been mixed and mastered? Is this complete in your eyes right now and you're looking maybe for some revision feedback? Let me know. The vocal recording isn't my favorite, but I tried my best to fix it in post. Okay, sounds good. Okay, that way I know.
Tongue-tied, the heat rises when you walk by. Is it me or you good looking? Can't keep my eyes off your golden light. Got me tripping from a distance. Oh boy, please tell me what you're doing in 5. Come and kick it, let me show you.
You produced all this, right? One more song after this, y'all.
Pulling me 6 feet away. You're making me sweat off my face. Stomach is harder by the minute. Oh boy, please make a move.
Clean production, kind of Dua Lipa vibe.
Before we meet the moon. Oh boy, I gotta know what it feels like to be.
Yeah.
Be by you. Be by you. In the middle of this Sunday afternoon. Be by you. Be by you. Oh, there's nothing else I really wanna do, no.
Sun-kissed on a Sunday in your sundress, vibing, light a spliff on the highway. Things I get lively. You give me good luck with your good love, that's a good look, love. Before the moon rise by your bedside, now it's our time. Lively.
Boy, please make a move. The day is set soon. Let's ride. Let's
Good voices.
ride. Before we meet the moon.
Clean production.
Boy, I gotta know
Couple small
what it
things in here, but
feels like
it's a good production, man.
to be.
Very commercial, very commercial.
Be by you. In the middle of this Sunday afternoon. Be by you. Be by you. Oh, there's nothing else I really wanna do, no. Sun-kissed by you.
Yeah, it is a clean mix.
Oh boy, you make me move.
I like that pizzicato. Boom,
Be sun-kissed by you.
Let's go. Y'all show some love. That is the family, man. That's the family. That is Sun-Kissed by Demore. Oops. Oh, it's playing other songs. Hold on. It's playing Vadis. It's playing Vadis again. Jesus. All right, let's get back. I was like, all of a sudden it started randomly playing it. But man, let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Y'all, please show some love. That's what I was going for. Let's run it, man. Let's run it from the top. Let's get into some of the details. We got Demore right here in the building. He produced that whole thing and mixed it. So let's dive in. One of the first things that I'm listening for is the contrast between the primary female lead vocal and the male lead vocal that comes in later. There's really only a few things. This is a very bright, snappy, punchy mix. I don't mind that. That's a stylistic decision. That's not right or wrong. It's bright, it's punchy, it's snappy, it's resonant, right? It has a lot of energy to it. I want that out of this genre. I think you've done a good job with that. But I do want to see if there's maybe a way to get a better balance between the second vocal and the first vocal. The first vocal with that female is really washed out by its own layers, right? So when that vocal comes in, it's fairly prominent. It's pretty forward, like it's pretty loud, but it kind of gets drowned out by its own, right? So these doubled vocals come in. Some of them might even be duplicates. I'm not positive. Those doubles come in, and then the whole mix just kind of gets fuzzy. It just kind of gets hissy because those vocals are so bright, and then they're so prominent. And because they're so bright and so prominent for so much of the song, even when the dynamics of the production change, the song doesn't feel like it ebbs and flows that much. Does that make sense? Like, again, if the vocal follows the dynamics of the song, it'll feel small, it'll feel, loud and vibrant, and it'll have this really broad range of emotion, this broad range of just feeling and dynamics and loudness, right? And so, but I think because the production does some of that, we go from like just the kick and the snare to opening up with like a shaker and tambourine and more guitars and stuff like that. So the production has decent range, but I think because the vocal is almost always in, and it's always bright and it's always loud, that disguises any dynamic range that's happening in the production. So one thing I would be just careful of, like you said, lower the BGVs by, let's say 3. Start with 3 dB, 2 or 3 dB, so we can regain maybe a little bit better clarity and separation for that lead vocal, as opposed to that background vocals kind of overwhelming the rest of the mix and making it sound too hissy, right? The other would be just be careful with that lead vocal. I know you said you didn't love the original vocal that you got there. There may have been some other issues with it already, maybe having to over control sibilance or whatever it may be. The other thing I would maybe watch out for is that we don't overexcite the top end as well. I don't mind, of course, a really bright, snappy mix. Nothing wrong with that. But just be careful it doesn't get hissy. Be careful it doesn't get too like fuzzy at the top, not too much high frequency excitement or too much of a push. It can just then get noisy and pretty fatiguing to listen to over the long term. And this is a great vocal. I mean, these are all good vocals. I mean, both of the vocals are strong. So that's my bullet point there really quick for those is maybe lower backgrounds on the female lead, and maybe soften it a little bit. Maybe not so bright. Maybe not, I don't know if there's fresh air on there or something. There's a lot of high frequency excitement at the top right there. Kay, you're reading my mind. What are you saying over there on Twitch? What are you saying over there on Twitch? It's literally exactly what there's like a 5 second delay on Twitch sometimes. I was like, what are you saying over there? What are you saying over there on Twitch? Literally, as soon as I said a high frequency excitement and fresh air, they were like, hey, was fresh air used on this? Whatever. Anyways, I'm hearing it's the same thing, right? It's that high frequency excitement. It's that artifact that you hear at the top. So if it was used, maybe suppress, maybe hold it back a little bit, right? If you have it at 20%, put it at 5. That's all you ever need, and keep it really, really low, or don't use it at all. I don't think you need it too much, anyways. If it is on there at all, anyways. Let's get into the song. There's one other detail I'm listening for. Again, most of it is punchy. It's powerful. It's a really like clean, transparent mix on a lot of this, right? Like the drums feel really sharp and transient. A lot of the production feels really clean and really open. I mean, I love it. I mean, a lot of it sounds really good. Great vocals, great vocal structure. Some polish here and there, warm it up a little bit. I think you'll be good to go. But there's one other little timing thing I'm listening for. Let's dive in, man. It's a great song. David, we're closed today, but we'll be live again tomorrow.
The heat rises when you walk by. Is it me or you?
I'm almost curious. This is a stylistic decision to more, so obviously feel free to ignore it. I'm kind of curious if we can't wait on bringing in those vocals. We come in, boom, da, 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 and it's loud and it's bright and it's wide. Hey, what's up, Vaddis? Thank you, man. Thank you for tapping in today. I appreciate you showing love, man. Thank you so much for sending in your music. I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, man. Thank you so much for tapping in. It comes in immediately really strong, really prominent, really, loud. I wouldn't mind. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm curious if we didn't bring in those doubles until like the B section or something like that, or maybe as an accent every once in a while. What if we started with like the snaps and like a low pad and the snaps, and then maybe just add it in on a couple accents. So like here, let's back it up a little bit.
Tongue-tied, the heat
Like, what if you, when you walk by, what if you brought it in right there? So the whole thing is low, and then only bringing a double on when you walk by. It's got a nice little delay tail on it right there. And then maybe dry it up again, just lead vocal, or maybe lead vocal and it's double, right? Keep it nice and clean, but like, nice, a little simpler, a little bit more direct and mono right here. And then accent vocals with those doubles. And then maybe second verse, there's more doubles. Hook, there's all the layers. You know what I mean? I just think it starts really boom in your face. We don't get a chance to like settle into the song. It's loud, it's bright, it's super exaggerated wide. And I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, right? I'm just curious if like you just try bypassing the BGV bus or something like that. Try bypassing it for the first verse and see if it doesn't just feel like you're more connected to the song. Like, see if it doesn't just kind of bring you closer into the song as opposed to it being this super anthemic right off the bat. Again, doesn't mean you can't keep them in there later on. Doesn't mean you can't, just keep the vocals early in the beginning. But for me, I want to ease in a little bit, just a little bit. Like, keep the lead vocal and then maybe B section of the verse we add in the layers.
Is it me or you good looking?
Like, maybe bring them in here.
Can't keep my eyes off your golden light. Got me tripping from a distance. Oh boy, please tell me what you're doing in 5.
It's a nice. I mean, it's a really nice production. Again, if we're just talking, if we're talking fine tuning mix details. Again, it gets loud really fast. So vocals are really, really prominent. Drums are nice and snappy. I don't mind it. I think Rose, there's a beautiful little Rose in the background, which I love. Nice tremolo on there. Beautiful. Maybe bring that Rhodes down 2 dB. Just again, don't push everything forward so fast. It is a nice clean mix. It's not bad at all. You could put it out like this and you probably get some movement for it. But just practically speaking, maybe bring the Rhodes down a little bit. It'll warm up the middle of the mix, but it's not super prominent. It's not super clear.
Come and kick it, let me show you all my love. Oh boy, I gotta know if you caught the vibe.
Like, I almost don't even, to be honest, I almost don't even want the background vocals here. Like, I almost, yeah. I'm curious. Do your thing 100%, okay? 100%. Yeah, this I don't see this being like an issue track for you at all. You're very, very close on this mix. Very, very close. I'm curious. Do with this information what you will, but I'm really curious what it would sound like to like bypass those doubles like most of the time. Like on da, 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 and then doubles, da, da, like bring in the doubles on like the accent right there. And then go back to like singular vocal, da, 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 and on the da, 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 bringing like the doubles right there. And then, of course, all of the vocal layers on the hook, keep them all in there. But on the verses, I'm really curious what it would sound like just closer. I just feel like I'm too separated from it, right? It's very loud, it's very prominent. And so I think even if you turned them down, I'm like, yeah, that would help. I think it would help. But it also is just, yeah. Yeah, bring it in tastefully, and on the hook, yeah, on the chorus there. Yeah, definitely. Chorus is a non-negotiable for me. It definitely needs layers. It definitely needs the stacks there, and it works. It makes it so energetic. I love it. I would just mess around. It doesn't mean that you can't keep it exactly the same, right? You might go through a couple things like, nah, it needs the layers all the way through there. The vocal I got originally is not supported enough. It needs to be there. It's kind of a non-negotiable, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm curious. Try it out. Try emptying out the doubles unless you need an accent on like your punchline. So it's like dry, dun, 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 double, ba-da-da-da, right? Like come in and out, with some of those vocal layers and see if that doesn't just make it more interesting to listen to and less in your face. Anyways, let's move on. I actually want to get to the second verse really quick and then we'll get into the chorus.
Sundress, vibing, light a spliff on the highway.
Same thing here, largely. I would just bring down some of the processing, right? Like it's a good, clean lead vocal. The reverb, and again, I love the reverbs. I love the delays. I think they're just 10% too loud, right? So when he says, I don't know the lyrics, right? But that stereo delay that comes in over the top of that vocal feels louder than the other vocal. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the structure that I'm listening at for here is we have a lot of great vocal structure, a lot of great vocal production, and then the processing comes in, same like the doubles of the female lead vocal, and overwhelms some of the rest of the structure there. So I would keep a lot of this vocal the same, but just reduce its amplitude, right? Like take that delay down. Again, you're automating the end a little bit. Take the delay down by, a couple dB, take some of those other layers down by just a couple dB and rebalance it just really, really lightly. Yeah, most things I hear are just some, 100%, exactly, Kay, 100%. You're completely right on that. I'm begging you, wait, hold on. I'm begging you, bro, can you please show the home theater 500 setup and sound test, please? Hey, what's up, Mr. Fa? Welcome in. I appreciate you tapping in. And I appreciate you watching that video as well. Thanks for watching that. I thought about doing a sound test. Here's my thing with the sound test is it's never what it sounds like. So that's my problem is it's never what it actually sounds like. And so I didn't do a sound test partially because I didn't want it to be like an underwhelming example of what the system sounds like. Because it sounds so good in the room. Like it sounds so fantastic in the room. Exactly where I'm positioned on the couch and where I've positioned all the speakers and stuff like that. Imaging is fabulous. It sounds awesome. Sub is great. The surrounds are pulling their weight too. It sounds really cool. But I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, because I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I should try to like at the end of the video. It'd be good to do this at the end of the video. I'll just have like a 30-second snippet of some like Adobe or not Adobe, whatever, some cool demo on YouTube or something like that of what it sounds like. But I'm like, you're not going to be able to hear any of it. It's just going to be like my camera mic or something like that. It's going to sound like shit. And so I did it for that reason. If I can figure out a way that it would be good, I mean, I have some good, obviously I have a bunch of good mics in here. I can try to figure something out, but it was like, man, it's just not going to do it justice. I don't have like a good stereo mic to track it, but maybe I'll figure something out. I also have some updates soon. But I'm missing a big piece. I was just Mr. Fa. I don't know what's happening with this thing. I got given those the pioneers in the back, which I need to clean up a lot because they were giving me issues, which is why I hated on them a little bit. Everyone got pissed. Everyone got mad because I hated on the pioneers a little bit. But it was also because they were like sitting for like years. They were sitting for forever. They were there was like cat hair all over it and stuff. Like they needed work, and I didn't work on them before I put them in, so they didn't sound great. Anyways, I need to fix them up, and then I'll probably like them more. That being said, I was just given some more. I was just given something else, something crazy. I was just given something crazy, but I'm missing a piece for it, and the piece that I need for it is like $1,000. So I have updates. For that system, but they probably won't happen for a while until I can get some of the other pieces of the puzzle, and then it'll be like a crazy update on the 500. It won't be 500 anymore. I'll tell you that much. It won't be 500. It'll be a lot more. People are just randomly giving me stuff, and it's fun. I'm very, very grateful. A measuring mic. Get a Blue Yeti and tune it flat. Yeah, bro, I'm a person in a home theater saws. Never seen something like this. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I didn't know because, I appreciate you watching it and checking it out. That means a lot to me. I appreciate the support a lot. So what I do, and for some of y'all know, for what I do full time is work in my studio. So I work as an audio engineer, producer, and session musician. And so for me, if you look at my channel, 99% of it is like music stuff. It's like me playing synths, producing a song. It's just random stuff, right? Buying my dream synths and whatever, stuff like that. I was like, you know what? I'm into audio. I like audio. It's fun. It's fun checking out home theater stuff. And I was like, let me just, I got some of the stuff. I just bought the Kefs and they sounded freaking crazy. Jeremy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I just bought these. Let me set them up and kind of see what's going on with them. And I bought the sub on eBay and got the Denon and all of that stuff. And I was like, let me just see if it happens. Actually did pretty well and got a lot of feedback from it. So I was like, man, I should do more home theater stuff, but there's not a lot that changes with my home theater day to day. You know what I mean? It's like, for the most part, I'm not buying $600 speakers left and right or anything like that. It's a very secondary part of most of my money is spent on synthesizers and stuff and mics and whatever. But I will do more updates as I go. I have a box sitting on the other side of the room with a beautiful piece of kit. And so I have this box sitting over there with this amazing, amazing piece of gear that I can't use yet. When I can, you will know. You'll be the first to know. I'll post about it when I can figure it out, and I can get in. I need an amp actually now instead of the Denon for this other piece that I'm getting in here. So hopefully very, very soon I can wake it up a little bit, and I'll post as soon as I can. I'll post any updates I get, but it's gonna be a while because, like I said, the piece that I need, the extra piece that I need is like at least $1,000 probably for what I need. I can probably find some cheaper, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot, and that's not happening right now. Unless like 190,000 more people go watch the video, then I can order it sooner. Go watch the video. Go ahead. Share it with your friends. If 200,000 more people go watch the video, then I can order the part that I need. All right. Play a random. Yeah, exactly. Play some like bass demos and stuff like that. It'd be crazy. All right, let's get it. Let's get it rolling. Sorry for the distraction. Someone came in. For those of you on TikTok and Twitch, whatever. Twitch knows, but if you're on TikTok, someone came in over on YouTube talking about a video that I posted. That's fine. Sorry, the ADHD plot twist there.
That's a good look, love. Before the moon rise by your bedside, now it's our time. Lively.
Boy, please make a move. The day
Okay, last thing I'll say, Damore. I mean, again, 99% of this is so well done. It's a great sounding production. It's poppy. It's commercial. It's syncable. You got so much going for you as far as the structure of the song goes. It's so well done. I'm really, really proud of the work that you're putting in. Small polish elements on the vocal to me are going to be the biggest elements here. Last thing I would say, this is so subtle, and it only happens, through a couple parts that it's more obvious. A couple different areas of this vocal to me feel a little bit rushed. There's a nice, really subtle side chaining and swing that's happening in the production that puts this just north of the pocket. Both the female and male lead vocal on this actually feel slightly in front of the pocket for a good chunk of the song. In my opinion, I would probably just select all of the vocals and shift them back like 10 milliseconds back into the pocket so it matches the same settling and the swing of the rest of the production. Right now, it's just in front of the pocket a couple different times. Let me back it up here.
Put your good love, that's a good look, love. Before the moon rise by your bedside.
And even here, it's just right in front. It makes it feel less chill, right? It makes it feel more energetic. It makes it feel a little bit more anxious. And if we just shift it just 10 milliseconds back and let these vocals settle back into the production, I do think it'll make a pretty dramatic difference in the way you perceive the song, the way that it feels to listen to the song. Even though it sounds like it's a non-issue. It's such a subtle issue how elements interact, obviously, with your pocket. It's such a subtle issue, but it makes a big difference in the way that a track feels. Let me hear the outro really quick, but that to me is like the last missing piece. Is that you can just select all those vocals, move it back, 10 milliseconds-ish. Obviously, use your ears and see what works and just settle it back into the production, get it connected again, and then take some of the processing of the vocals and the BGVs and layer them appropriately, fine-tune where you really want them to manifest in the mix. Those things right there are it for me. Those things are it.
Oh, there's nothing else I really wanna do, no. Sun-kissed by you. Oh boy, you make me move.
It's a great song. Super commercial, man.
Boy, you make me wanna be sun-kissed by you.
Yeah, it's so good. It's really, really well done, man. It's a very, very nicely formatted pop record. It's great. It's great. It sounds awesome, man. You produce it to a T. Sounds clean, sounds transparent. Most of the processing, I think, is done really, really well. For me, it's the finesse. It's the finesse here right at the very, very end to just clean up a couple things, give it just a little bit more of an edge, better clarity, better warmth. You're going to be ready to go, man. That you're not in any way far off from the song at all. Y'all show some. This is spend 30 minutes revising this. You know what I mean? Referencing again, 30 minutes revising, moving some things around, man, and you'll be ready to go. I'm not worried about the song at all. Y'all, please show some love to the family. Producer Damore right here in the building. Show him some love. Make sure that you follow on all platforms, so on and so on. Show him some love and support. Okay, I got time for one more song. The rest will be saved and boosted. Again, if you get left and you have not been played in the consultation line, you will be saved and boosted the next time, so you get a little bit of extra credit the next time that you come in. House of Serena. Let me know where you're at. Dude, of course, man. Anytime, man. Love what you do. House of Serena. Let me know if you're in the chat real quick. Actually, I see it in the line there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's get it. This will be our last track. So Sig and Unknown, which we already addressed Unknown. Sig and Unknown, y'all will be saved for the next time you're able to come in, and then we'll boost you the next time as well. Let's get it. Let's get it. This is our last one. Artist from Maryland, have been making music off and on for a few years and just recently started a new project produced and mixed by myself, but plan to get it cleaned up professionally. Thank you for the feedback. Let's get into it. This is Rose Stained Glass by House of Serena. Am I saying that correctly? I hope I'm saying it correctly. Please correct me. But let's get into it. Yeah, any other details you want me to have, drop it in the chat. And y'all, line is closed. But we'll be live again tomorrow around 2 p.m. Central-ish. So this is all you. Spacey. What's up, D? Welcome in.
Underneath the crystal sky by carved out granite stones in their faces, I see all their faces like mine. We sit high, my spirits low. You called me by my name, said I'm lovely, like a melody from a child of May. Do you see me watching me like a story? Your plans
It's cool.
and scenes, you're getting me believing. Roses in my head, angel
Lana Del Rey vibes 100%.
all the things you said.
Big Lana Del Rey vibes.
Make me better. Roses in my head, finding all my pieces. Feels like heaven when you tell me good night. Underneath the rose-stained glass, my soul is rhodolite. See all of me, making art of parts I can't hide. Fairy fountains at my side, I let wildflowers climb.
What are you recording on?
Make me
Like, what kind of mic and stuff?
magic. Meadows by a stream, and it makes me cry.
Cool tone. Love the space of this.
Tucked in divine surviving.
D, we're closed up. We'll be live again tomorrow. Tap in. Blue Yeti and Logic Pro. Okay, cool. This is our last song. Ivan. Let's see if I can download this. Let me see. I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop this into Pro Tools real quick. I got an idea. These background vocals definitely give me Lana, which is cool. Yeah, 100% D, 100%. It's not out yet. Still unreleased. Love the background vocals. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Let me change this reverb real quick. I want to go over a couple things here really quick. You have an awesome voice. I like your songwriting structure. I like your voice. I think you're very, very talented. The writing is great. There's a couple things that I want to hear to just open it up a little bit, give it a little bit more clarity. I want to clarify really quick before we even dive into the rest of it. I'm going to go over just a chord here really quick. So I'm actually going to back up the song, and then I actually dropped it into Pro Tools because I have some ideas. As I mentioned before, with all of my stylistic ideas, ignore them if you don't like. These are not musts. These are not things that you have to do. These are just ideas we can toss out there. If they sound good to you, then take them as your own. I don't care. Got no ego in it whatsoever. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you're like, no, I don't like that idea. Perfect, awesome. You're the creative. Danielle's in the building. What's up, Danielle? Welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. So anyways, I'm going to talk through some timing things really quick. But I want to listen for this chord really briefly, and then we'll dive into the timing thing because I think it's really interesting. Pacing of a song shockingly makes like some of the biggest differences in the way that you perceive a song. How fast a song is or slow it is. Even the key that you're singing in, how much you're reaching for certain notes and reaching into different registers of your vocal, settling into your low register, like the way that you sing in different keys and how you control breath and vocal compression and stuff like that, depending on the pacing of a song, makes a huge difference in how the listener perceives it. And the amount of like angst that you have, the amount of emotion that you are, singing with, the amount of legibility that you have, right? So I do want to talk about that a little bit because I'm interested in the pacing of the song, but really quick, I want to go over this chord. So most of this is, I believe, A major. That's too low, but a C sharp minor. It's like A major. It kind of just rocks between those chords for most of this here. Hey, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we're about to close up here a little bit. So let's go here. There's the A major. Okay, so here, we have right, and it's a cool. I mean, I love your percussion on this. It's cool. You have this great low, movement here, and you brought in an 808 right underneath it. Now, the 808 right underneath it isn't following the same chords and progression as the other elements in here. That's not always a negative thing. Sometimes that can work. In this case, it's adding a lot of tension. So let me back it up here. Again, all of the other chords in here are simply A to C sharp. That's the whole thing. And it just follows that progression back and forth, for a full measure each. Let's watch where the 808 goes here real quick. I think it goes to the E. See y'all go and see your news. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so the 808 goes A to E. Everything else goes A to C sharp. Okay, so what I would make sure, Overnight Thinking, welcome in. I would make sure that you go A to C sharp on the 808 when it comes in, since all of your other progressions, all of the other chords is A to C sharp as well. So when you're programming that low, boom, 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 and then go C sharp, boom, 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 boom. It'll all match up. It'll feel seamless. It'll feel easy. It'll feel warm. It'll feel beautiful. Just make sure that those are hitting the same notes as the rest of the progression. It'll make it feel a lot more seamless. Now, let's go over to Pro Tools here for a second. I'm not going to toss it up real quick. I'm interested. So here's one of the things for me is I think the pacing of this is not a fast song necessarily. I think the pacing of this is causing you to have to like rush more lyrics and take less breaths, or take more breaths in between because you have to hold out a couple different times. I'm curious if we didn't slow down the song actually a little bit, if it wouldn't actually sound a little bit better. So I'm actually going to drop it into Pro Tools. I'm going to actually do it just to see what it sounds like. We'll go back and forth. It might sound terrible. I'm going to go back and forth. We're not thinking we do, but we're closed for today. It is full consultations, so like 20 to 30 minutes a piece. But we're closed up for today. We'll be live again tomorrow. So let me. I'm going to listen for something, and this doesn't mean you have to do this. I'm curious, and so I want to see how it sounds. So we are going to go polyphonic here. So here's the original. Let's go here. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. I just want to let's see what happens here. I'm curious, very curious. Let me change the modes here real quick. It's a little bit slower. So I'm gonna go back here. Okay, hold on. This is gonna drive me nuts. So let's go elastic. So here is the original. Wait, the original is actually slower? Interesting. I'm gonna do it a decent amount here. Just a hair. Let's go a little bit more. That's interesting that it was slower before. Like right in here. Settles it. Yeah. That, and again, it's personal taste a little bit too, because what I was just feeling is that you're having to rush some lyrics, and because there's a lot of lyric structure, we're having to like take some breaths early and stuff like that. This would be so much easier if you could just settle that production down a little bit, smooth everything out, slow it down a little bit, and just really vibe with the song. Are you opening the track in Melodyne? No, I actually guess what? I just dropped it in Pro Tools and then slowed it down. Quite literally, that's all I did. I just slowed it down with Elastic Audio on Pro Tools and just spread it out a little bit, so it's a little bit slower. That to me makes a pretty big. And the mash, so I'll go back to the original. Yeah, go back to the original pace, I think, and just see, right? Again, you might come to the decision that you still like the faster pacing. No. I just slowed it down in there. It does change the way it feels quite a bit, but yeah, I think for me it settles the song. I want to hear the intro here a little bit earlier too, and just see. I can settle into what you're saying. I feel the vibe and the mood of the song a little bit more. I feel like I get more like emotion and movement out of your vocal. Like I feel like I can interact with the song a little bit easier than it being like too fast, right? Like I feel like we're rushing through it a little bit. I do like the idea of slowing it down a little bit. Let me hear the intro again real quick. I think you have enough interesting elements here that's fine. I mean, again, you listen to a lot of the example that I gave with Lana Del Rey, but you listen to a lot of her stuff. None of it, not all of it is super dynamic, right? All you need is for a clip of one of these hooks to go viral on TikTok, and a lot of things can change pretty dramatically. We'll be open again tomorrow afternoon, maybe 2 or 3 p.m. Central, something like that. So yeah, tap in then. You don't need a whole lot. So I do think it's slower. That might make it, that might make it more boring to some people, but those aren't the people that you are wanting to hear the song anyways. You want people who want to, put this on in the background and mellow out, and you want it to be chill and moody and easy. This is not like your pop song, at a fast pace to work out to, you know what I mean? This is the late night drive, chill, moody song, right? And so I think you can lean into that and And that's how I would market it, right? Like I would make content marketing that's what it is, and that's how you want people to experience it, so on and so on, right? Like I think in the way that you promote it's going to be important too. If you promote it as like this is like the next big pop song, it's gonna feel disconnected from the aesthetic of the song. But if your marketing is moody and it's dark and aesthetic and stuff like that, I think you'll be in a good spot. So this is all slowed down.
Underneath the crystal sky by carved out granite stones in their faces, I see all their faces.
That's way better.
Like mine.
That's way better. So much more interesting. I can pick up on more. I like it slow. Because again, this is the other. Come on, play. I gotta refresh. Hold on, real quick.
Underneath the crystal sky by carved out granite stones in their faces, I see all their
It just feels like a little bit more rushed as opposed to.
faces. I see all their faces like mine.
It's like a little more. It's subtle, but it's like a little bit more mellow. Okay, timing. That's a big change you can kind of address if you're just like Vera speeding the master. Easy. On the vocal side, really quick. I can settle into it. I genuinely, it's so funny. That's why I wanted to drop it into Pro Tools. I wanted to listen for it. I was like, I think I'll like this. It's the same song. I didn't change anything about the song. I think I'll like the song more at a different pace. That's why the pacing matters so much of just like changing a BPM, changing the key, whatever. I was like, I think I'll like the song more if I can settle into it a little bit more and I don't feel like I'm rushed through it. And I think that's so true. And I think more people will relate to that. Really quick on the vocal side, there are some like harsher sibilances that come through. So those are your S's and T's. Sometimes C's and K's, stuff like that. They come through a little bit harsh. They really slice through the mix. So I don't mind some of the other mixing parts of your vocal. It's fairly simple, fairly raw. I don't mind that too much, especially in a song like this. But those are pretty harsh. And so in a really warm mix, those are going to slice through pretty dramatically. Just add a de-esser. If you're brightening up the vocal at all, and that's making it even harsher, just add a de-esser after that, or add a de-esser early on in your chain. Find the frequency that is kind of targeting where that sibilance is lying, and then lower your threshold until you hear some of that energy leave the mix, right? Some of the harshness of those S's and T's. That'll help settle that vocal a little bit more so it doesn't cut through with any harshness or any abrasive frequencies, because that's going to kind of pull you out of the emotion of the song. Like the song is dark and it's warm, and then you get this bright, harsh S that, slices through the mix a little bit. Little things like that. A lot of this I love. It's changing the note on the 808 is going to be huge. Changing the note on the 808 is going to dramatically change how this like post hook feels.
It makes me cry. Do you see me tucked in divine surviving?
A lot of great space here too. Skip forward a little bit. I like the song structure though. It's chill. It's really easy to listen to. Great voice. I think you do a good enough job of like changing the melody. You change the progression in the middle there once the strings come in and stuff like that. Yeah, we've had some great metal tracks today. We've had some awesome metal artists and metal bands that have come through today. It's been fun. So yeah, any style, any genre, anything like that. We're closed for today, but we will be live again tomorrow. So definitely tap in. Yeah, most of your song structure, your vocal performance and stuff is great. I'm not really not too worried about that. I think if people feel the song, if they connect to it, for one, it doesn't feel harsh. There's no tension in the notes. The pacing feels good. Even an unperfect mix can really connect to an audience. So I don't want you to worry too much about that. If you have a chance to send this out to an engineer and they do a good job of balancing it and getting what you want out of it, awesome. That's cool. Awesome. Fantastic. But I don't think to me, it is like the primary factor of whether or not this will be successful for you. I think like the pacing of it, the cohesion of the chords, 808 and bass line specifically, harshness in the vocal, those things are more staples. Those are like more non-negotiable of like, if it's just too fast, people don't connect to it. If it's like the bass is too muddy because something's not lining up, the chords and the progressions aren't lining up, consistently. If the vocal is harsh, things like that, those things are going to be more non-negotiables as far as like fixing and getting sent, getting an engineer to work through that. But as far as like the rest of this, like I can deal with like a little bit of mud and some wash from the reverbs and some environmental stuff that isn't perfect, a cheaper microphone, like whatever, because I think the song is engaging. I think your vocal structure is really engaging. So I'm really not too worried about the other stuff. I'm really not too worried about it. I think if you can get an engineer, cool. Awesome. I think that'll help, right? It'll clarify it. That'll be a great thing. But even right now, I think you can soften some of the things that you already have, and you'll be well on your way. Let me just listen to the last 20 seconds here. But I think you're doing a great job. Keep writing the way that you are. Keep building out these productions the way that you are. You're doing awesome. You're doing awesome. Don't worry about it.
Feels like heaven when you tell me.
These are good melodies, good repetition, good structure, great intuition on your ad libs and stuff. Awesome. Line these up, and then we'll go C sharp. That all lines up there. Yeah, I think your intuition in building this out is fantastic. I think you're doing a great job. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Y'all show some love. That is House of Sereno right here in the chat on TikTok. Show them some love and support. Thank you so much for sending this in. I really appreciate it. I think you're very, very talented. I'm excited to hear more of your writing, hear more of your song structure. I think you're doing a great job. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with us today. That is going to close us up. I'm going to save a couple for tomorrow. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. It's been we've been on for 3.5 hours. It's been an amazing live. Love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in, for your generosity, for your time. It's been amazing. So just really quick, make sure that y'all are following or subscribed where it makes sense on either Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok where we're live. And we will be live again tomorrow, early afternoon, probably 2 or 3 p.m. Central Time. If you got more music, you got revisions, you got songs you want heard, you want help on a record, whatever it may be, save it for tomorrow and we'll get you up on the board. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.